mistakes against the caliber of a team like Penn State.
What do we call that?
Work to get deep and accelerate and drive.
That was beautiful. Oh, fantastic, fantastic Texas play.
Look at the State House building here in Austin, Texas. They say everything's bigger in Texas. We've got a rather large showdown in college volleyball tonight. Two of the top 10 ranked women's teams in the nation set to go head-to-head. It's number 2 Penn State and number 7 Texas right here, right now on CSTV. Hi again, everybody. Jason Knapp along with Tammy Blackburn. We certainly have the makings of an early season classic here tonight. Both of these teams, as we mentioned, ranked in the top 7 in the nation. They each have one of the top 2 recruiting classes in the country. And you add those fantastic freshmen to the already skilled cores that are returning for these schools, you understand why a lot of people are talking about them having big seasons. And for Penn State, you throw in last year's freshman of the year in the mix in Nicole Fawcett.
That's right, and she is picking up where she left off. Many coaches around the nation right now are saying she is the best player in the nation as an outside hitter. Nobody hits the ball like Nicole Fawcett. Look for her on the left side of the court to put some velocity behind her kills tonight against a very good University of Texas team.
And Texas is deep and tall and very good. We saw that earlier in the year when they won the AVCA Showcase event in Wisconsin here on CSTV. But the Longhorns lost a key member of the squad. Brandon McGee, All-America selection, torn ACL early in that event. She is now out for the season. But they lose one All-America and they bring another one in off the bench.
That's right, and Coach Elliott says we are so grateful for Letitia Armstrong. She knows her role. She's had to step up big with the loss of McGee. She's a preseason all Big 12 pick. She earned that by showing that she could play at the AVCA Showcase a couple weeks ago, earning all tournament honors.
Penn State and Texas, two teams hoping to play deep into December, ready for a September showdown. And it's next here from Austin on CSTV.
Hey, Zachary.
Ready?
You looking good. Great hit.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
University of Memphis. Dreamers, thinkers, doers.
Tom Lemming's Generation Next, the only weekly national college football recruiting show. Get the inside track on what the top recruits are doing and where they'll end up.
It's got the size, the balance, the strength, the speed.
Tom Lemming's Generation Next, presented by Under Armour, every Thursday at 7:30, only on CSTV.
Football is back, and so is the #1 college sports show on CSTV. Catch all the highlights, stories, and entertainment that make CSTV and college sports so great. Watch the #1 college sports show every Wednesday at 10, only on CSTV.
Over the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
This exclusive presentation of NCAA Volleyball on CSTV is brought to you by the American Volleyball Coaches Association, the AVCA, education, recognition, innovation. Here in Austin, Texas at Gregory Gym, Longhorn fans, they love their Longhorns, and they are ready for this showdown between number 2 Penn State and number 7 Texas. Opening weekend for Texas volleyball here in Austin. Take a peek now at the starting lineup, starting with the visitors from Penn State.
And we see a big player, freshman Megan Hodge, the outside hitter, a powerful hitter, much like Nicole Fawcett, was 2006 Gatorade National High School Volleyball Player of the Year. Look for some big things from Miss Hodge.
She is led, and the Nittany Lions are in unison, by Russ Rose. 28th season, at least 22 wins every year in his career, 9 Big Ten titles in the last 15 years. Meantime, starting lineups now for the homestanding Longhorns of Texas.
And one of the highly touted freshmen out of high school, another talented freshman just like Megan Hodge, Ashley Engel. Going to see some big things from her tonight. Coach Elliott saying we got to be careful how much we get her involved. She's got a lot of responsibilities. We want to take baby steps with Engel.
Jared Elliott helped bring in that top flight freshman recruiting class now in his 6th season. Would like to follow in the footsteps of former coach Mick Haley here and lead the Longhorns to a national championship. Well, speaking of national championships and getting to that national championship weekend, Russ Rose and Penn State, even though they're young, they're talented. Can they be there in December?
Talented kids, but there's a lot of great teams in the country and a lot of terrific players. So I recognize that the season's a long one, and you know everybody's going to make progress. The teams I think that have experienced setters and liberos are probably a little ahead of the teams that are trying to break those 2 real important positions in, and that's where we are.
And that certainly is the case for Penn State, losing their starting setter and starting libero from last year, Sam Tortorello. And of course, Katrina Walters did so much for Penn State, 3-time All-America setter in Tortorello, and Walters, the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year. So Penn State had to work with that ball control core, but so far they've seemed to do pretty well. Penn State comes in with a record of 7-0, and Texas only 1 loss thus far this season. Here's the rules to volleyball if you're unfamiliar. Rally scoring, there's a point per play. First 4 games to 30, you got to win by 2. If we go to a 5th game, it's to 15 points. Also needing to win by at least a 2-point margin. Introductions here at Gregory Gym just getting completed. Ready to get going here momentarily. Take a peek at the series history. 12th meeting between the schools. Texas leads, but the Lions have been large recently, winning the last 5. Last meeting back here in 2000 in Austin, and you'll notice that was before the advent of rally scoring here in college volleyball, as Penn State won 3-0. And a lot of burnt orange, as you might expect here at Texas. The fans really revved up and ready to go again. Opening weekend here at home for Texas volleyball-wise. Both of these teams had games last night. Penn State stuck it to Missouri 3-0. And Texas did likewise against number 4 Santa Clara, also winning by a 3-0 score.
And Coach Elliott saying he was very impressed with the match last night against Santa Clara. Santa Clara being a very, very good volleyball squad, says he hopes that they can come out of the gates equally as strong because he knows they have their hands full with Penn State tonight.
Of course, John Wallace and Santa Clara had that run to the national championship weekend last year. That's where both of these teams tonight would like to be coming up in the postseason. And they begin with freshman Ashley Engel, as we talked about, one of the top recruits in the nation, preseason Big 12 Freshman of the Year nominee. And she starts it off with a kill.
And look at for Texas to put the pressure on Penn State right away. Penn State, Russ Rose telling us they're really looking for their back row players to step up. You talked about the loss of Tortorello and Walters. It's going to be key for Penn State to play a role in the defensive area.
It certainly is crucial for Penn State to get going, and Engel starts out on fire again. Had 6 kills in the opening game in that win against Santa Clara last night. For the game, 15 kills, hit .545, and she threw in 4 assists, 3 aces, and 6 digs as well. She's a setter by trade, but is starting here at the opposite hitter position for Texas. Acevedo with a swing. Now Penn State will get an opportunity. Hodge stepping up from the back row, and the freshman delivers.
And there we see the power of Hodge. We're going to see a lot of 1-2 punches from the outside position in Nicole Fawcett. And look for Hodge in the back row. She can really lift off, take off from behind that attack line and put it away.
She got Penn State's last point last night in the win against Missouri. Now gets the first one for the Nittany Lions here. Down 2-1 to Texas. And speaking of freshmen, Destiny Hooker jumps into the picture, and we do mean jumps in. She can elevate NCAA high jump champion from last year.
And let's remember, this is a Texas team that returns all 6 starters, but it doesn't mean that these freshman players like Engel and Hooker are not going to contribute and make an immediate impact.
3-1 Texas. Michelle Moriarty, setter for Texas, setting Hooker again, and back-to-back for the freshman. All 4 points thus far by Texas by those first-year players.
First of all, a great pass and a great set get by Moriarty. She had to go down real low to get it, but she gets it up in the air high enough for Hooker.
Now a violation against Penn State, and the Longhorns rolling out of the gate 5-1. Russ Rose, thus far nonplussed on the sideline. The veteran leader for Penn State, expecting his team is going to go through some growing pains. They played lights out against Missouri last night, but so far trying to find their footing here against Texas.
And you said it right, growing pains. We see the middle back row player, Hodge, having some trouble digging that serve. So, and Texas wants to serve. They want to come out strong and really put the pressure on Penn State. Again, Texas understands that Penn State is weak in the back row, losing their setter, losing their libero.
Cassie Sawyer there working on the slide. Senior from Aurora, Colorado, stops the Texas run there momentarily. But still the Longhorns by 4 and make it 5. Leticia Armstrong checking in. We mentioned she sort of lost her starting position at the beginning of the year, then the injury to McGee, and that tells you about the depth of Texas, that a second-team All-America from last year can come off the bench for this squad. Hodge takes a rip. It's long, no tip, point Texas.
And a great read by Texas. Good communication. Could have perhaps gone after that ball, but the team calling out, let it go. And that's just a heads-up mental play by Texas. And in rally scoring, and in a match like this, every point counts.
Moriarty working for Engel on the back line, blocked by Penn State. Hooker sends one across. Ball at the net, and the Longhorns control. Acevedo out of the back row. Fires wide.
And there's terrific net play by Texas. There you see Leticia Armstrong, number 24 for Texas, with a big presence at the net.
Engel now. We talked about her setting skills. Pays off there. Able to throw it over to Hooker, and Texas adds to the lead now 9-3. And again, Engel, junior national team member and setter, to come in here and sort of pair up with Moriarty. Boy, they can do a lot of things now on the court.
And that's the thing. Moriarty in the past couple years has made her teammates better. She has really grown a great relationship with Engel early on in the season, taking Engel underneath her wing and saying, I'm going to set you. You just need to get to the right place. Put the ball away.
And a good set time, that time, for Penn State and its freshman setter, Alicia Glass, setting things up for the Nittany Lions as they get back on the board. Penn State, again, losing Tortorello. Alicia Glass, Jessica Yans, both splitting time the first weekend, but Glass has now taken the job thus far for Penn State. 9-4 Texas. Acevedo goes lefty to knock that one over. Now Hodge will fire and score.
And a big hit. And that was a tough hit. She was 3 or 4 feet out of bounds, had to make sure that she was going to be able to put the ball back in play, read the defense real nicely, and was able to get the ball cross court for the point.
Armstrong with a laser finds an alley and puts it down.
You get the sense, Jason, that even though they lost McGee to a critical injury, look at the power that Armstrong brings to the game. They really don't lose anything, even though they lose a great player. They still have the same power.
Junior from Elkhart, Indiana, makes it 10-5 Longhorn. You see the power of Hodge there, and Texas just running out of real estate. Good effort by Allison Jennings there. They call her the lady in black, the libero for Texas. Again, the liberos wearing different colored jerseys than their teammates, primarily defensive players. and those jerseys identify them on the court. Working the slide to Jennifer Todd, and that's successful for Texas.
And how about Jennifer Todd contributing in a major way? Used to play ball at Washington State University, an all Pac-10 selection. Preseason newcomer of the year last year in 2005. So she automatically contributes, or I should say contributes immediately to the Longhorn program.
And Texas fans had their hearts in their throats early in the season. We mentioned McGee's injury at the season opening event at Wisconsin. Todd also went down with what looked to be a knee or an ankle, but fortunately it hasn't been as serious as Brandy McGee. And there you see Brandy on the bench again. Torn ACL on the right knee in the opening game of her senior season, and she's forced to watch the rest of the way from the bench.
The silver lining in that injury, which I know that's hard to understand, is that they lose her earlier enough in the season where they can get her back next year, as we see a wonderful set. And Jennifer Todd picking up that set from Moriarty. That's a quick set, sort of the frozen rope, we call that.
Moriarty coming in, first team all Big 12 the last couple of years, leading the way for Texas, but Penn State gets the better of it that time, and still trying to get Nicole Fawcett really on track for Penn State. He gets credit for that last kill, now has 2 for the match. Glass looks to Fawcett, and it's going to be called a double hit against Penn State, point to Texas.
That's a tough call. I actually thought that was a good set, although the officials disagree with me. Russ Rose throwing his hands up in the air. That was, first of all, tough set, cross court. Got to have to, refine those skills, and that's what it's going to take to get your outside hitters and your setters in the same line of communication.
And one thing, too, with Fawcett being so dominant in the early part of this season, Penn State would like to run the middle a little bit more, and they do right there, setting up Alyssa Walbridge for the kill. Second team All-America, first team All-Big Ten last year. And the kills about even thus far, but Texas leads where it counts to the scoreboard. By 5 now as Hooker adds another.
She can touch 10-7. She really gets up. Now, really what makes her a special player, Jason, is that she's got hang time. When she's in the air, she can adjust to the defense. If she sees a block, she's going to square up her shoulders to a different area.
Well, Hooker, the kill leader with 4, and now chips in with a block as well. Destiny Hooker, back-to-back points, and Texas leading Penn State here in game 1. On the road, the Nittany Lions getting a face full of Longhorns. More from Austin in a moment.
The pressure is building, and a spot on the AVP Tour is still at stake.
Giving it all we got, that's not going to be a problem.
16 girls have become 8. The honor, the glory, it all comes down to this.
Your competitive spirit is what's going to put you on top.
Out here, there's only 2 options. Go pro or go home. Tonight at 8, only on CSTV.
Skillets, axes, spittoons, a garage sale? Try the crown jewels of Football Nation.
Football is a way of life. Live it with CSTV.
Code Pink, on lookout.
Hey, this seat taken?
No.
Hey, what's this Esurance?
One of the fastest growing auto insurance companies in the U.S.
I know. Thousands of drivers switch to Esurance every week.
Esurance covers all the bases, quote, by print. Your grand slam for savings. Not again. Gotta run. If you're on the go, you've gotta have Esurance.
Get your auto insurance quote at esurance.com.
He's got nothing but open field ahead
You
of
spent
him.
all Sunday watching games on the tube.
Spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
But you missed 85 and there was nothing you could do.
Nothing for you to do.
So here's a suggestion from a real good friend. You can check out the games on the NFLN.
NFL Replay. The 4 best games from Sunday, replayed on NFL Network Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
NFL Replay on the NFL Network.
So DirecTV's got this super fan business that lets you watch 8 NFL games on one screen. In my day, you got 1 game. Your team was getting clobbered? Too bad. You took it like a man.
8 NFL games on one screen. Game mix from Superfan, only on DirecTV.
So now this DirecTV Superfan thing is going to show all these NFL games in beautiful high definition. Well, let's all run out and get bikini waxes so that we look nice for our close-ups.
Up to 9 games in HD every Sunday with Superfan, only on DirecTV.
of Texas pride here in the stands. The Longhorn lovers wanted to be happy about thus far. 15-9 lead on Penn State here. Game 1 of the showdown of top 10 teams in the nation. Now, Ashley Engel, possible top freshman of the year, at least one of them on a short list, showing you why right out of the gate with a couple of big kills.
Yeah, and she brings a lot of flavor to the game with her enthusiasm, but more importantly, her skills are so refined. Her position, you know, she's left-handed, so she's got a kind of a killer hook, but she's also got a lot of power, and Coach Elliott doesn't want to take her along too quick. He wants to just take baby steps with her.
6'3" freshman out of Yorba Linda, California is Ashley Engel, and there's Megan Hodge, another of those fantastic freshmen we've got highlighted in this game. 6'3" herself out of Durham, North Carolina. #1 ranked recruit in the nation. Engel was #3. So certainly great young players being showcased. And on cue, Destiny Hooker jumps back into the mix. And again, she's a freshman, enrolled in the spring semester at Texas last year. She finished high school early, won 3rd in the Big 12. Won the Big 12 championship indoor, was 3rd in the NCAA indoor high jump, then won the outdoor, 3rd at the U.S. championships in the summer outdoor. Just a wonderful track star. And volleyball fans are wondering if she played more volleyball, how good she can be. Her club experience limited because of her abilities in basketball and track and field. Well, Texas with a block of the net. Now Hodge, the off-speed stuff. They do enough. Net violation against Texas, point Penn State.
Penn State going to have to step up in the ball control area. We've been talking about that. One of the players key to watch for Penn State, Roberta Holhouse. Kate Price had been playing in the back row, one of the tallest liberos in the nation, but last night Roberta had a chance to make a difference, and she did. She's getting the nod here tonight. She's doing a good job. Although Letitia Armstrong putting it away for Texas. She's bringing too much.
Yeah, Letitia Armstrong and the rest of the Longhorns really in a good groove at the outset here.
Just went up and got the ball fresh out of midair. Didn't need a set.
That was lunch right up the middle, and Armstrong certainly going to be able to put that away. She's got 3 kills now, hitting .600 for the match. And again, if you're new to volleyball, hitting percentage, sort of like a batting average in baseball, 300 is pretty good. Over that is fantastic. And just too many hits for Penn State.
And back to that point about Armstrong, you know, she started off this season on fire. She knew what she wanted. She's not a senior, she's a junior, but she wants to win a national championship. Had a great ABCA showcase, wonderful matches against Wisconsin as well as Washington.
Well, Texas at home, defending Gregory Jim thus far with a lead on Penn State.
The odds of a child being in a fatal automobile accident are 1 in 23,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
To make a difference.
By providing the knowledge to solve the challenges of our future.
Improving our resources.
Strengthening our national defense.
Building our foundation.
Innovation that changes everything.
It's not just my education.
It's how we use it.
Mississippi State University, graduates who advance our future.
Time now for another CSTV Fast Break.
The drum majors are just like a band director. They're actually one step below assistant band directors. And they also, a better word for them, field commanders. They're in charge of all the operation on the field.
Hey! Think about what I just said. Mark time 8, forward march 8, mark time 8, and ho!
You're wondering why they screaming, why they yelling, why they up in your face, why they staring you down.
I respect them. Cause they the drum majors, and we supposed to do what they say. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
Number 7 Texas leading second-ranked Penn State 18-11 in game number 1. Hey, what happens when the two best volleyball teams in the world go head-to-head? Catch all the action from the FIVB World League Championship game tonight at 9:30 Eastern. Relive France's valiant attempt to put an end to Brazil's 3-year championship streak. 2000 World League Championship here on CSTV. Now, Destiny Hooker, again another talented first-year player, and boy, if she just committed to volleyball, folks wonder how good she could be. Well, she's pretty darn good right now.
Well, she is very good, and that is because, one, she can jump, and number two, she's very agile. She's a high jumper, so she knows how to control and move her body, and when you possess those two skills in volleyball, you can become deadly, especially as an outside hitter.
See 5 kills thus far for Hooker. Service error for Texas. But talking about Destiny, boy, she jumped in the national stage at the ABCA Showcase. 23 kills against reigning national champ Washington, including the final 4 in the match to seal it. Big 5-game win for Texas early in the season. Glass hustling to set that one for Fawcett. Now Texas will have a try. On the slide, and Penn State's block. Got to be a key for the Nittany Lions to help get back in it, and it really surfaced there.
Well, don't be surprised about Penn State's blocking ability. There you see 2 of their big front row players, Harmato and Fawcett, go up. Best blocking team in the nation, Penn State.
Engel up the gut and gets it done for Texas. And Penn State, thus far, among ranked teams leading the nation in blocks per game so far. And boy, Krista Harmato, a big player for that, missed part of the end of the last season with a knee injury, and Penn State suffered a tough loss at home in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament, and really they had dreams of getting the national championship weekend, and they went awry, partially in part because Harmato was such a focal point of their interior play, and she was unavailable at the end of the year.
And the good news for Penn State is that number 3 Harmato is back in the mix. She feels 100%. She says, I have no ill effects from my knee injury. The brace is only there right now just as preventative, but that's soon to come off.
There's a question on the call here. Harmato at the net. Texas wanted a net violation. Penn State wanted the point, and Texas will take it. Moriarty serving at 20-13. Glass there to Harmato, and we talk about Krista. On cue, she jumps in. Harmato, first team All Big Ten last year, led the team in blocking at almost 1.5 per game. Engel right into the double block. Walbridge leading the way.
Walbridge with a big presence at the net. One of the reasons why Penn State ranks nationally in blocking. If it's not Fawcett, it's Harmato. If it's not Walbridge, it's a combination. Everything from block solos to block assists for Penn State.
We talked about Penn State's ability defensively up front. Right now, among teams ranked in the CSTV ABCA top 25, Penn State leading the way at over 4 per game, with Nebraska and Louisville among the other top ranked blocking teams thus far in the early part of the season.
They got to tell you, Walbridge is a big reason why they're a good blocking team. I mean, Fawcett and Glass, they'll get up there in the mix, but she had a great blocking effort at the LSU Classic. Also, when Penn State played Duke, Duke's a very good volleyball club. Walbridge again leading the way along with Harmato, so it really strengthened the net.
Great blocker, also good hitting percentage-wise. Led Penn State last year over 400%, and also 6th in the nation, #1 in Big Ten. Expect good things from Melissa Walbridge as well. If you're unfamiliar with Penn State, well, history lesson for the Nittany Lions. NCAA appearances, 25 in a row. A great tournament record as well, and that NCAA championship there in 1999. And again, both of these teams have designs on being there in December. And this game is huge for both of them as far as seeding. This is essentially the last big non-conference game for both of these teams, and one that the tournament selection committee will certainly focus on when they look at their tournament resumes coming up later in the year.
You know, Jason, that's such a great point because, you know, coaches schedule games based on the selection committee and how they seed these teams, and they don't want to get themselves out of the tournament before the season even starts. So that's why these two teams, top teams, are going at it today. Both of them had good wins over ranked squads last night. Penn State against Missouri, and Texas impressive against Santa Clara as well. And right now the Longhorns, boy, looking to knock off a second straight top 5 team in as many nights. Last night, number 4 Santa Clara, and tonight trying to take it to number 2 Penn State. That play at the net, too tight. Point goes to Penn State. Nittany Lions need to put together a little surge right now. Penn State doesn't come out tonight quite the same way that they came out gunning last night, real strong against Missouri. You have to remember, Missouri, a very good team. Last week beat a very good number 21 team in the nation in Notre Dame. Hooker, touch shot, beauty. Talk about her repertoire, Jason. I mean, really, she's got a lot of ammunition. She's got a powerful hit. She reads the defense real well with a nice tip. That was a great fake. You see the triple block go up against Hooker. Everybody was over there, but Destiny outfoxed them that time. Good get by Moriarty on the floor. Well, that forced a different person to set, and Texas paid the price there as Penn State gets the put away. And Walbridge helping lead the charge up front, 23-17. We mentioned Nicole Fawcett. She had 17 kills last night, 9 in the first game against Missouri so far. And last year's National Freshman of the Year, just 2 kills. Penn State, though, trying to get back in it with a block, but it's out of bounds, and Texas will take it. And Texas continues to go to the well. The well is not dry. Destiny Hooker on the outside, the left side of the court. A huge asset for Texas. Penn State does not have the scouting report right now to stop her. Megan Hodge, though, delivering for Penn State. And side out for the Nittany Lions at 24-18. Hodge leading the way for Penn State with 6 kills. Hooker has 7 thus far for Texas. And Ashley Engel has another. Boy, you look at the outside hitting of Hooker, and then you go opposite with Letitia Armstrong for Texas, and now you've got Engel coming down the middle. They really are a very depth-ridden team, Texas. They can do it from all aspects of the floor. And here's another of the freshmen for Texas that doesn't get as much pub as her high-flying teammates. Heather Kisner, great back row player and server, has come in and done a wonderful job as well, and the Longhorns keep on rolling right now. And you're right, freshman Heather Kisner, a highly touted freshman defensive specialist. She was actually in the top 50 in the nation, voted by PrepVolleyball.com. And Jared Elliott, too, knew the other two were going to jump in right away, took one look at her and said, you know what, she's as good as anybody we've got in that spot, and she's going to jump in the starting lineup as well. And both of these coaches and teams have done a pretty good job of trying to incorporate those freshmen with talented core players around them. It's tough for the team chemistry right out of the gate, but so far it doesn't seem to be affecting either of them. Well, and you know, Coach Brown at Notre Dame made such a great point last week. She says, we're going to have our, mistakes as freshmen, but it's all about the seniors stepping up and being good leaders. You see the Texas history lesson for you, so pay attention. NCAA appearances, 22 for Texas over the years. We mentioned that championship back in 1982 with Mick Haley leading the way. And again, Texas 24-5 last year, finished second in the Big 12, looking to maybe break through and really give Nebraska all it can handle as far as Big 12 title this year. And Destiny Hooker is certainly going to be a player that needs to be a big part of that, and she has certainly come out of the gate and been firing thus far for the Longhorns. And she did it again opening weekend as well in the ABCA Showcase. How about 4 straight kills to end it for Texas? 23 in the game, as we mentioned. And she was loving it big time. And she's having fun here. And she had a big thrill last night. End of the win against Santa Clara. Teammates circled her at the middle of the court. Broke out a little happy birthday. It was her birthday yesterday, and some of the fans able to jump in as well. Happy birthday to Destiny Hooker. And you get the sense that she really likes to have a lot of fun. But that's freshman for you. Sort of like they don't know, what they don't know doesn't hurt them. Good work by Megan Hodge. She has the hot hand for Penn State.
The freshman powering that off a block.
Well, she truly is an impressive player. She's got good body control, good positioning, making an immediate impact for Penn State.
Remember, Fawcett came in last year, National Freshman of the Year. She had the luxury, though, of working with a All-America setter and Sam Tortorello. So now Hodge coming in, and Alicia Glass is going through similar growing pains with her as well as another freshman.
Cassie Salyer, one of the captains of this Penn State squad, she'll tell you it took us work as outside hitters to get used to Tortorello, just like it takes every setter and outside hitter communication. It just takes reps. It just takes time.
And Penn State getting work up front on the block again. Harmato leading the way. Glass and the rest of the Nittany Lions there back within 5 here as they try to stick around in game 1.
And big blocks. Penn State really going to have to win this match tonight on blocks. I mean, they're going to be able to implement some of the other tools that they can. They're powerful outside hitters, but they're really getting beat right now in their defensive game. I mean, the big hitters for Texas putting it away. If Penn State can step up to the net and have some critical points on blocks, they'll keep themselves in this match.
We're here at Gregory Gym in Austin, Texas, in the campus of the University of Texas. Hope you're enjoying this ABCA Match of the Week here on CSTV. Jason Knapp and Tammy Blackbird and Jared Elliott, the Longhorns right now, up by 5, 26-21 here in game number 1. Chris Brown set to serve for Penn State. Senior from Worcester, Ohio. Good server and defensive specialist. Penn State would certainly love nothing better than an ace, or at least a very tough serve right here.
Brown comes in, plays back row for Salyer.
Moriarty looking to Acevedo, and Penn State with another block.
Sometimes when you're not playing defense well, or you know that you're having a hard time controlling the ball, you've got to get psyched up somehow. Right now, Penn State gaining their momentum from net play.
And Brown comes through with an ace. Russ Rose talked about picking between his 2 freshman setters, Alicia Glass and Jessica Yans. They both played the first weekend, but Glass getting the nod, maybe a little bit more because of her net play, and we saw it right there, helping out of the block.
Perhaps a little bit more of a versatile player, and that's why she adds that depth on the court.
5-0 run for Penn State. Stopped cold by the kill from Acevedo. 27-23. Texas. Jennings to serve. We talked about all the skill all over the court for Texas. There's their MVP from last year, the libero.
And a solid floor leader, according to the team and Coach Elliott, says she truly is the glue and the staple for us.
Holthouse with a great dig to keep it alive for Penn State. Her first collegiate start was last night. Roberta Holthouse with a huge play here.
And she was impressive. You know, she's a very competitive player. In that back row, you've got to be able to sacrifice your body, and there she demonstrates that she can do just that.
Penn State suddenly within 3 here. Make it 2. Jennifer Todd with a solo block.
That was a stuff. That was better than a block.
Big factor there. 6'2" junior delivers. Texas 2 points away from game 1. Double hit called against Texas.
I'll tell you, that was a tough break. A great read and quick reflexes by Michelle Moriarty there in the back row. Actually, you know, Michelle, she's been playing well. She doesn't get a lot of press, but National Player of the Week, ABCA National Player of the Week, just last week.
Certainly starting out in a big run for Texas early in the season, but Penn State suddenly on a tear. And Roberta Holthouse, maybe their best jump server, has the ball in her hand again. It's 28-26.
Has the best jump serve on the team.
Handled by Jennings. Moriarty setting Acevedo, and she scores it for Texas. Game point for the Longhorns, and the crowd here at Gregory Gym on its feet as Texas tries to close out game 1 here in the best of 5. Acevedo scored the last one. She'll serve here for the game. Glass looking to Fawcett, and Nicole puts it down. Just the 3rd kill, though, for Penn State's kill leader,
looks at the net, although she's doing it at the net with blocking.
Touch ball by Engel seals game one. Ashley Engel had the first point of the match for Texas and caps game one with another.
And these fans love it. Moriarty leading the way.
Texas 30, Penn State 27 in game one. More from Austin ahead.
In a land that time forgot. In a world where small was good. In a place where kids could dream. For a purpose none dare thought possible.
3-2 pitch.
In a battle of the ages.
On the ground to Stansberry. Let the celebration begin in Houston. Rice has won its first NCAA championship in any sport in the 91-year history of the school.
Some people think it's just a game, but to thousands of others, it means more, much more. So this fall, CSTV is sending a few diehard fans out on the road for the trip of a lifetime on Mission SEC Football. These fans will travel more than 8,000 miles and catch 17 total games while experiencing everything that makes a college football season in the South so unique. Follow their mission all season long, on air and online at missionsecfootball.com.
Stephanie Sims, you've just won the National College Field Hockey Championship. What are you doing next?
I'm going to my dorm to study for my calculus final.
Striking up the band here at Texas, the Longhorns taking game one, 30-27 in this ABCA Match of the Week here on CSTV. Jason Knapp and Tammy Blackburn. Penn State trying to come out and give Texas a little bit more here in game number two. The numbers from game one look like this. Penn State really stayed in it with its blocking abilities, but Texas just had a little too much down the stretch.
Yeah, and Texas is real accurate right now, and they're bringing a variety, meaning, you know, they're outside hitting, opposite hitting, and they're using the middle. Penn State's having a little bit of trouble reading that. I'll tell you, though, when Texas is predictable, Penn State can step up and block. Penn State's just going to have to do a little bit better reading at the net.
Penn State's hitting percentage was better, but Texas just had a few more chances in that situation. Right now, the Longhorns have a 1-0 lead as we get set for game number two.
I think we got to remember, though, Penn State's not ranked number 2 in the nation for nothing. They really got themselves back into game one and started to make a run, even though Texas was able to shut them down. They still are a very, very talented and skilled volleyball club. They're learning along the way. They more often than not have youth on the floor, lots of freshmen, lots of sophomores, so they're finding their groove.
And certainly both of these teams trying to get those freshmen acclimated. Tough schedules will do that as they get ready for conference play coming up here in the next few weeks.
Tough conference play for both of these teams, Big 10, Big 12.
And Penn State 20-0 in the Big 10 last year. That does not happen very often. Third straight Big 10 title for the Nittany Lions, 31-3 overall. And again, Texas 24-5, runner-up to Nebraska in the Big 12.
Last time that 20-0 season happened in the Big 10 was back in 1999. But Tortorella and Walter's a big reason for that 20-0 perfect season.
You can see Penn State certainly has the personnel to get it done, a matter of getting it all together. And this, too, really the first sign of true struggle for Penn State this year. They've rolled through the part of the schedule. They had 6 3-0 games. And Louisiana State, the only other squad to take to win a game from Penn State. They took the Lions to 5. Texas now with a equalizer, score even at 1 apiece. And Acevedo will let it fly. 29 aces last year for Acevedo. That was the most of the Big 12. Glass, back set to Sawyer, dug out by Moriarty. Hooker with a big swing, and Holthouse on the floor to keep it alive. And that one falls down. Walbridge in the middle finds the floor.
And what a save by Holthouse, the back row player, libero, wearing the white jersey for Penn State, sacrificing her body on the floor. Here's a look at number 4, Roberta. Jason, you mentioned that she got the chance last night, and she proved to Russ Rose that she's worthy of the playing time, gets the nod here tonight.
Last year in one of our weekly matches in the Open, she introduced herself as the valedictorian in a class of 1. She was homeschooled in Maryland, led her team to a couple of homeschool national championships, so certainly jumping into the college experience and the college volleyball experience as well, and being a factor for the Nittany Lions tonight.
And commenting on Holthouse, Russ Rose says, he knew she would be an immediate impact player for Penn State. She just needed to, sort of get her feel for the back row there, but they knew they were going to see her as libero and defensive player, and that's exactly what she's doing, stepping up.
And they've tried different players. They've had 4 players work at the libero position thus far this year, and went with Holthouse thus far, and she's paid off in some key situations thus far tonight.
Kate Price, one of the other players, getting a chance at libero. Had actually, up to this point last night, played much of the libero position. One of the tallest liberos in the Division I's women volleyball.
Speaking of height, Ashley Engel's got it and has that long, fluid motion, the lefty, with another kill. She's got 7 right now to tie Destiny Hooker for the Texas lead in this one.
Perhaps Ashley Engel learned a little bit from her older sister, Sarah, who played volleyball at University of Delaware in 2001 through 2004, a very talented volleyball player. So volleyball running in the family. And speaking of running in the family, Hooker with a great kill. And her sister, a very talented athlete, Marchevette Hooker. So there's a lot of legacy talent in these families with these players here tonight, Jason.
Certainly is one of the reasons Destiny maybe came to Texas a little bit early out of high school to have the opportunity to compete in track and field with her sister, who also won an NCAA title last year. With a great get by Penn State. Glass, credit her with that dig. But to tidy up the Hooker story, her sister left a year early, now competing professionally in track and field. That's one of the reasons she came to Texas to join up with the Longhorns. And there you see Alicia Glass laying out for that one.
Oh yeah, perfect get. That's something like Roberta Holthouse would do, but Penn State showing the variety.
And Hooker delivers. Whoever her sister is, she'll be proud. Destiny is on fire. That's her 9th kill.
And she makes it so difficult to dig. She really reads the line very well. Nobody's just going to lay down in volleyball and give you the strong side line, but she hits that cross-court line, making it so difficult to pick up that ball.
5-4 Texas, and a chance for Megan Hodge.
Wow, she really lifted up. Got a lot of air. Good hang time for Megan Hodge.
Russ Rose, not necessarily effusive with praise for his freshman right out of the gate, says she does some things that are well behind her years, but still, with every other freshman, you're looking for consistency, trying to build that for the rest of your team.
She provided that in high school. Actually was a finalist for the Gatorade Female Athlete of the Year. A very, very talented Megan Hodge. Played her Durham, North Carolina, played her ball at Riverside High School. Mom and dad were former members of the Virgin Islands national volleyball team, so
certainly great lineage there. Russ Rose as well said he remembers coaching against Megan's mother at George Washington back in the day, and certainly as the #1 recruit in the country, Megan had her pick of anywhere, but Penn State seemed to be the best fit. Russ is certainly happy about that, and The Nittany Lions hopes that she can do some big things during her stay.
And she's got a bright future. Penn State going to be very happy to have Hodge on the roster.
And right now, Penn State happy to have Melissa Walbridge up front. Another big kill. Walbridge, 6'3", out of Yardley, Pennsylvania.
You know, she can do more than block. Last year she led the team and the Big Ten in hitting percentage at over 400, which ranked her 6th in the nation. So versatile player in Walbridge, the junior.
Penn State with a lead at 7-6. They did not have an advantage in game number 1, and Texas doesn't let them have one for long here in game 2.
You know, talk about height at the net. Sophomore Paolini. Here's a look at Paolini from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
You know Texas is deep and skilled, and they have 2 6'5" players that come in off the bench. And Lauren Paolini, one of those.
Lauren Paolini training with the USA Volleyball team and also playing on the junior national team. So good experience outside of the Texas family, getting a look at other players. And that just makes athletes more competitive when they get different looks. Several of these players here today on the court, Jason, getting looks outside of their respective universities.
And it certainly is the case. You see and look down the rosters of these teams. A lot of players with All-America status and also the U.S. national team or national camp experience, depending whether it's on the senior or junior level. So a lot of these players you would expect would be doing some big things, if they haven't already, for USA Volleyball. Quick set in the middle, Paolini on the money.
That's a gorgeous quick kill by Paolini. Great read. Boy, you really get the sense that Texas and Penn State, for that matter, just great recognition on behalf of their attackers. Reading the defense in volleyball it's underestimated, not talked about enough.
Working to Sawyer there on the slide. Wanted a touch, won't get it. Well, Cassie Sawyer thought that one went off a Texas hand. Let's see. Boy, tough to tell from that angle.
Yeah. Well, that was a great back set by Glass.
Jennings with a dig for the Longhorns. Now Acevedo hit a tough spot, had to get it over and couldn't keep it in play.
Penn State certainly in this game applying a lot more pressure, not so much on the defense, but really being more of an attacking team and letting Texas know why they're ranked number 2 in the nation as we look at Coach Elliott for Texas.
Not too pleased with that last effort by his squad as they fall behind by the point and get the equalizer from Destiny Hooker. Well, check that. Texas now by 2 at 11-9. Kylie Hall in to serve for Texas, the defensive specialist. Megan Hodge eluding the defense for Penn State. Boy, the freshman really guiding the way. Destiny Hooker, 10 kills for Texas. Megan Hodge, 9 for Penn State.
Should be noticed, too, that Alicia Glass doing a good job up front, giving her outside hitters great sets. She's a freshman, too. You get a lot of young talent on the court. You're talking about a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds.
Trying to get them acclimated right away. That time working to Krista Harmato in the middle, and that one's long. 13-10 in favor of the Longhorns. Penn State does not want to let Texas get out to a sizable lead like the Longhorns did in game number 1. And Sawyer helping the cause. Big blow from Cassie. It's 6'5", nicknamed Big Girl. Oh, that was a big kill in a big spot for Penn State.
She, too, getting used to the new setter. Says one of the reasons why I came to Penn State is in large part because of Sam Tortorello. Now that she's gone, wants to give her setters a chance, like Alicia Glass, to get equal good sets.
Boy, Destiny Hooker really elevating for that last kill. And Texas keeps on coming at 14-11. Hooker hitting .474 thus far. That's big for Penn State. Krista Harmato trying to get on track. Her 3rd kill of the match.
And Armado, the player that says last year it was great as a freshman. I just was so excited to put on the uniform for a great program, but this year I feel like a veteran. I've got to be much more of a role player, and she definitely is stepping up into that type of a role.
A violation against Penn State. Point Texas, and the Longhorns continue to lead. Texas took care of Penn State in game number 1 by 3 points, and they lead here by 3 halfway through game number 2.
Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Tick. Severe droughts. Tick, tick. Tick, tick, tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick. Our future is up to you. Tick. Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
Over the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
Time now for another CSTV Fast Break.
The drum majors are just like a band director. They're actually one step below system band directors. And they also, a better word for them, field commanders. They're in charge of all the operation on the field.
Hey! Think about what I just said. Mark time 8, forward march 8, mark time 8, and ho!
You're wondering why they screaming, why they yelling, why they up in your face, why they staring you down.
I respect them. I said, cause they the drum majors, and we supposed to do what they say. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Back here at Texas, we told you Destiny Hooker, NCAA outdoor high jump champion. Those skills on display tonight. Last kill, QU2. Check the elevation.
Well, in the high jump, she's 6'3½", but when she stands flat in her vertical, she touches 10.7. Nothing less than stellar. 30 kills tonight. Hooker and Engel, 18.
Used to be freshmen came into college and they sort of sat and learned on the bench.
not either of these programs.
Not anymore. You can't. Coaches know that. Their jobs are on the line. They got to play the most talented players. And boy, these two teams have loads of youthful, skilled players.
And last week I was at Notre Dame in Missouri. We saw Missouri here last night, but Notre Dame, a great freshman class, 7 freshmen coming in. Missouri, we saw some talented freshmen. And you're right. And you know, they have to be good early, Jason, because these teams are playing top 25. They're playing each other. So it really doesn't give the freshmen a lot of time to acclimate to how tough the competition is.
You find it in your own gym, but after a while, after a few weeks of the preseason, you've got to get a little stale. Then you come out and get punched in the mouth a little bit by the opposition.
And that's why it's so nice when you have the depth that Texas has, is because you have that competitive spirit day in and day out at practice, so it's not as tough when you see the talent outside the gymnasium.
Nicole Fawcett finally gets another kill for Penn State. That's her 5th of the match. But again, the kill leader with the Nittany Lions last year, the Big Ten, and the National Freshman of the Year. Paolini just reached out and able to get it over for Texas. Now they'll go back to Fawcett. Knocked it off the double block. Texas with a crack. Glass dug it, so Sawyer had to set it, but Texas keeps it alive. Engel laying out. One of the longest rallies of the night right here. And finally, the point goes to Penn State.
A resilient Penn State, stick-to-itiveness. Great rally by both teams, but Penn State coming up with the point.
Walbridge in the middle, helping the cause, but Paolini answers right away up the gut.
It's quick. It's a quick set. It's Moriarty, Paolini. No time to react when you're the defense. Not only that, but Paolini really hitting the gaps in the defense of Penn State.
Now a service miscue for Texas. Penn State back within one. We talked about all the national team potential for players. Daria Macevedo has spent time with Puerto Rico's national team in the past summer, doing some training. Ashley Engel delivers. Big lefty swing. And what you might expect from two of the top 10 teams in the nation, number 10 Penn State, number 7 Texas. They have been seesawing back and forth throughout. Longhorns took game 1 by 3. Lead here by 3 in game number 2. Thanks in part to that last point by Destiny Hooker.
Well, she just threaded the needle there to that back row. Saw a gap there between the middle and the outside player, the right side outside player for Penn State, and put that ball away.
Tight at the net, and the call going to go against Penn State.
And Hooker playing the net real well. Just doesn't even hardly look like she makes an effort to jump. She's got those long arms, that wingspan. You bring that up, boom, puts it back.
In position was Destiny Hooker there. Texas in position to take a 2-0 lead on Penn State.
NCAA soccer, the world's game, now on our turf. Gets the goal! Watch NCAA soccer on CSTV.
From a past paved in victory comes a future filled with glory. The name is back, but the passion never left. I Can-Am. Can you?
Code Red. I'm being pursued. I'm procuring a getaway car. Pronto. I need a car. Now.
Sure, but you'll need insurance.
No problem. I'm going to Esurance. I can buy my policy online instantly.
You're gonna have proof of insurance from Esurance?
Quote by print. Only at Esurance. If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Get your quote at EsuranceSave.com today.
Won't you be good to yourself? And don't you feel like coming home? It'll be
They say the family that plays together stays together. With sons Peyton and Eli in different cities, Archie Manning keeps his family together with NFL Sunday Ticket from DirecTV.
Penn State trailing Texas after losing game 1 down 2016 here in game number 2. They check in with Football Nation tomorrow powerhouse triple header. 1:30 Eastern, it's Massachusetts and Navy, followed by 2 high-octane showdowns, Colorado and Colorado State's annual rivalry from Invesco Field in Denver at 5 Eastern. Then always entertaining Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, get it on with UTEP at 9 o'clock Eastern. Football is a way of life. Live it with CSTV.
Got to tell you, UTEP, an impressive football team. Coach Price did a good job. Last week they were out in San Diego playing my alma mater, San Diego State, and well, UTEP had a great first half, kind of put it away early, I'm embarrassed to say.
See what UTEP can come up with here tomorrow night. Right now, another squad from Texas is faring pretty well. Despite the service error, Texas still has the advantage here on Penn State in game number 2. Melissa Walbridge will let it fly for the Nittany Lions and flies it out of bounds. Now back-to-back service errors for these teams.
Now serving Ashley Engel.
It'll be crunch time now in game number 2. Engel restarts for the Longhorns. Armado, a bullet dug out by Jennings. Boy, that's so huge when your libero can not only save it, but put it in perfect position.
Yeah, and it's really, truly a valiant effort. First of all, a great get by Jennings, a perfect pass to give Moriarty the chance to make the perfect set for Hooker to be able to put away. The 1-2-3 punch really proving well for Texas.
Armado gets denied again by Jennings, but not a third time. Krista, little off-speed shot, finds the mark.
And you know, that's how Armado plays. She first went with the hard kill. Jennings picked it up. She was on the ground. The second time Jennings reads Armado, she goes back down to the ground, and Armado puts it right over her head. Great adjusting by Armado.
A block for Penn State. And another as Texas fights to stay at the point. Jennings again laying out. And Destiny Hooker delivers from her backside. Penn State, though, ends up with a point, but not without some valiant plays by the Longhorns.
And watch Hooker go down. She's already down on the ground.
That'll win you some love from your teammates and the fans when you're laying out like that. And when you're swinging, that's sweet as well.
She's going to have a huge fan club. These Texas fans here in this Gregory Gymnasium love Hooker. They are so pumped up. Boy, Hooker really providing a huge spark for Texas against the #2 ranked team in the nation, Penn State.
14 kills now for Hooker, only player in double digits thus far.
Hodge trying to shake off that air on the attack there, saying, I'm all right. Armado going over, giving her a slap on the back, saying, it's okay. You know, you're a freshman. Again, you can't live and die by the freshmen. They can certainly help you get places, but players like Armado, who just as a sophomore already stepping up as a leader, saying, stay in this game. We need you in this game.
And Russ Rowe is trying to give some words of knowledge to his freshman setter right now. Penn State does not want to go down 0-2 to Texas here on the road in Austin. Hey, just 8 players remain in contention for a chance at all the glory. Follow the nation's top players in collegiate women's volleyball as they battle each other out for a spot on beach volleyball's ABPA Tour in the next Go Pro or Go Home. Sunday night at 8 Eastern. It's Go Pro or Go Home, only right here on CSTV.
Former Penn State Sam Tortorella had a chance to be a part of that, even though she didn't make the cut.
Coming up at halftime, we'll give you a little sneak peek. If you haven't seen the show yet, Adam Zucker back at the CSTV Fieldhouse in New York will have a little breakdown on what that show is all about, as some of the college players that want to make that transition into the beach game. And boy, it's a different environment. Getting some lessons from some of the top pros and just going about living and breathing volleyball. Here now, it's their life, but when it's your career, it's a whole different ballgame.
And a lot of great indoor volleyball players will tell you, I'm probably not that great of a beach player because, you know, it is definitely a different game.
We'll give you a little taste of that again at the intermission after game 2 here, CSTV's original show, Go Pro or Go Home. Right now, boy, Texas would like to go to the locker room, up 2-0. Big block from the Longhorns. Hodge fires again, and the freshman, the second swing is key.
Got to appreciate how Hodge doesn't get frustrated. You can see her self-adjusting after she hits. If she makes an error, you can see her talking to herself.
Block for Penn State at the net. Ball handling error on Penn State in a tough spot. Texas takes the point. Now within 5 of grabbing game 2. Jennings will restart it for Texas. Fawcett, well, Penn State really would like to get her on a hot streak. That one tip ball out of bounds. Point to Penn State.
And she's doing a great job at the net in terms of blocking, but she really hasn't had too many looks at the net in terms of her offensive attack. You're right, Jason, need to get her more involved.
6 kills, hitting .400, but just not as many attempts. Only 15 so far for Fawcett. Your kill leader. Got to feed the monster, if you will. Get her involved. Now another violation. Penn State walking back within 2, and Texas wants to talk it over.
Similar to game 1, Texas making a run, but Penn State saying not so fast, getting themselves right back into here game 2, much like they did in game 1.
And Jared Elliott gonna kneel into the huddle, offer up some words of encouragement with C.C. Armstrong and the rest of the Longhorns. Boy, have come out of the gate. We saw them at the season opening ABCA showcase, beat then number 9 Wisconsin and the defending national champs Washington. Then they went out to Pepperdine's tournament, beat Pepperdine, another ranked squad, and then they lost to Cal Poly in 5 games. That was sort of a big-time eye-opener around the country. And talking to folks, Cal Poly, one, pretty good. And number 2, again, that's some of those growing pains you're going to go through with some of those freshmen in the mix and trying to find the right identity. You can sort of see Penn State suffering that right now as you take a peek at Texas' upcoming schedule.
That's right, and as if it wasn't hard enough in preseason, look at what they have to face in the Big 12 Conference. Texas Tech, Kansas, Colorado, Missouri, all really good teams. Don't forget Colorado, Kansas State, all have been receiving votes. Missouri in the top 25, so really, you know, these teams in the Big 12, they cannot have a night off. They have got to come prepared day in and day out. And, you know, you can say the same for Penn State, too, in a very tough conference, Big 10.
Ohio State off to a good start, unbeaten in the early part of the year. And Wisconsin, always a factor. Minnesota, some of the other Big 10 squads as well. Another call going against Texas in tight, and suddenly this game is tight. Penn State creeping within 2. Moriarty up the gut for the back row attack by Engel. And that call is going to go against Texas. Engel may have stepped over the line for the back row.
Oh, yeah, she definitely did. I think Texas knows that they got away with that. Freshman mistake, but the officials can't come up with it.
So Penn State suddenly within a point at 25-24. Here's that last sequence. Engel stepping up, got to stay behind the line. And it looks like that right foot may have touched it as she went across.
Ashley Engel playing her ball at Yorba Linda, California, Southern California. Esperanza High School, a high school that is known for its great sports. They got a great football program, always produced great basketball. Had a chance to play against Esperanza High School. They were our rival high school. I played my high school basketball and volleyball at Brea. So she comes from a good, talented area that she was well coached, played club volleyball in Long Beach. Long Beach, obviously a mecca for volleyball.
Penn State, take a peek at the upcoming schedule. Nittany Lions home for their own tournament, and then they jump into the Big 10 fray against Ohio State. We will have that game for you September 20th, live right here on CSTV from Rec Hall in Happy Valley. Again, that's Wednesday, September 20th, right here on CSTV. Part of the AVCA Match of the Week series on college sports television. Jason Knapp, Tammy Blackburn. Hope you're enjoying this. We certainly are. 2 of the top 7 ranked teams in the nation. Big match as far as possible seeding goes for the NCAA tournament, and they factor in the non-conference schedules. Right now, Texas took game 1 30-27, but Penn State back within 1 here in game 2 on a 4-0 run, looking to get the equalizer here And they do as Acevedo cranks it long.
Big, powerful hit by Acevedo, just a little bit too much juice. Great defense, great read. I'll tell you, you can tell Roberta Holhouse, the libero, right now for Penn State, is doing a good job. Is just a young sophomore leading her team. Good communicator, sacrificing her body, keeping Penn State right back in game 2.
She served to restart. Now Engel will set. Acevedo adjusted to it and got it done. See her footwork there to get all in line, and it paid off.
But how about the vote of confidence in Texas? Acevedo missed that last kill, little hitting error, but then they go right back to give her that confidence that she needs, give her that confidence. Hey, stick with it. We need you in this game. I like that technique.
Fawcett, double block, Texas.
The truth is, Texas is just bringing it tonight. I mean, they are on their A game at the net, doing good serves. Jennings doing a great job of being a solid back row player. Hooker on the outside. Really all facets of Texas.
And Penn State trying to run to Fawcett again, but Texas was right in the mix, and Glass with the dump. And that comes at a huge moment for Penn State. Freshman picks a big spot to fool the Longhorns defense, and it's a one-point game again.
And a very talented play by Michigan's Gatorade Player of the Year, Glass, but she can't pick that one up.
Acevedo had a perfect alley, diagonal ball down, and Texas 2 away from a 2-0 lead. Acevedo serves. Oh, tough touch from Megan Hodge. Penn State giving Texas a free ball chance here. Engel in close. Going to get called for a net violation and does not like it.
And Coach Elliott doesn't like it either. Let's take another look at that. Engel trying to tip.
Well, the next sequence coming up after that was the sequence involved when she reached down to slap that ball back down. She may have gotten a piece. In the official's mind, she did. Joan Powell with the call up top. Gloria Cox, the second official. In their eyes, it's point Penn State. Engel maybe pays off with another nice dig. And Hodge delivers. Megan Hodge, her 11th kill, and number 11 has pulled Penn State back even at 28 apiece. Again, rally scoring, we're playing to 30. You need to win by 2. And a bad time for a service miscue for Penn State. Joni Goonan, her first action to the night, fires it long.
You got to chalk that one up to nerves. Her first look, and she's back there to serve, but that's what she's back there for. Too much juice, too much excitement.
And now Texas will do the same, bring in a serve specialist off the bench. Kylie Hall checks in, replacing Jennifer Todd. And Hall will try to end it here for Texas. 25 aces for her last season. One of the team leaders. And Engel comes up huge again. Ashley Engel, freshman from Texas, freshman extraordinaire, along with her teammate Destiny Hooker, leading the way for the Longhorns. 8th kill of the night for Engel. Combined with Hooker, they've got 22. Russ Rose and Penn State, you got to do some soul searching in the locker room. They trail 2-0.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Learn why the Army is a great place to prepare for your future. You could get up to $40,000 in enlistment bonuses, plus up to $71,000 for education. Gain valuable experience and a firm financial footing for tomorrow. Call 1-800-403-9990 for a free DVD and boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the U.S. Army can help you find it.
Target identified.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. Go Gators.
Go start a Fortune 500 company.
Go write the great American novel.
Go cure cancer.
Go to Mars.
Go Gators.
Visit GoGatorNation.com to continue the story. The University of Florida, the foundation for the Gator Nation.
When it comes to college sports, what are your essentials? The latest scores?
Our focus tonight on the Rose Bowl National Championship.
Amazing highlights? Up-to-the-minute news?
Duke University's men's lacrosse team will be reinstated for next season.
Then CSTV's Game Tracker Live has what you need. Tune in to CSTV this fall for a chance to track all the news and stories from the college sports world from across Football Nation. It's Game Tracker Live, only on CSTV.
Time now for another CSTV Fast Break.
The drum majors are just like a band director. They're actually one step below assistant band directors. And they also, a better word for them, field commanders. They're in charge of all the operations on the field.
5, 6, 7, 8. Think about what I just said. Mark time 8, forward march 8, mark time 8, and ho!
2, 1. You're wondering why they screaming, why they yelling, why they up in your face, why they staring you down.
1, 2.
I respect them. Because they the drum majors, and we supposed to do what they say. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Great read by Texas. Good early on in the season, taking answer.
Those are your AVCA intermission highlights through two games won by Texas, 7th-ranked team in the land, taking care of number 2 Penn State thus far. Hi again, Jason Knapp here along with Tammy Blackburn, and boy, what we expected to see we have seen so far from these two top-ranked teams. Close affair thus far. Teams trading points, seeing a lot of skilled, talented players. It's been as good as advertised.
It has. It has been a lot of fun, too. I think we agreed that we were going to see a lot of velocity on the ball. We were going to see a lot of digs and what have you, and we're seeing exactly just that. So you take a look at the statistics, really, both teams kind of even, but something that really stands out, Jason, is the fact that Texas has really done it in the attack area. They've just simply had more chances.
Penn State has out-blocked Texas and out-hit them as far as percentage goes. But again, Texas more chances, more kills. That's been the difference thus far. Take a peek at, well, things on the court that we have seen in the past, and that includes Notre Dame last week against Missouri at the Shamrock Classic. And boy, this one too was a thriller. Missouri and Notre Dame went back and forth, and in the end, the Tigers got the best of the Irish, winning in a 5-game thriller. That was last week. Will we go 5 games tonight? We'll find out in the upcoming weeks here on CSTV. Nebraska, the top-ranked team in the land, making a couple of appearances. Took you out to the Mountain West Conference as well, and Conference USA with a stop at Utah and Marshall, respectively. And, of course, we'll be live at Penn State in a couple of weeks to see these Nittany Lions again. Right now, Penn State needing to rally here on the road at Texas. More from Austin ahead.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
This is a lineup that cannot be stopped, a perennial powerhouse that needs no timeouts. The team, SECSports.com, and it runs up the score every week with more real-time coverage and live streaming content than ever before. Put in the play and get the results on all your favorite teams, players, and coaches, and get exclusive real-time coverage of SEC championships. Everything you need to know, everything you want to hear, everything you have to see at SECSports.com.
NCAA Soccer,
The world's game, now on our turf.
Shot and a score!
Watch NCAA soccer on CSTV.
Ready to go here at Gregory Gym for game number 3. Texas won the first 2 against Penn State. Nicole Fawcett, leading kill player for Penn State. Only 6 tonight, hitting .313. She just hasn't had as many opportunities as some of the Texas stars.
Well, Megan Hodge has really been the one for Penn State who's gotten the looks. However, Nicole Fawcett still having a pretty good game at the net. She's been a great presence for blocks, but you see Texas coming out of the gates in game 3, going right back to the well in the outside hitting. Great kill by Engel.
And a lot of that, too, comes down to the freshman setter, Alicia Glass, to be able to find their leading player offensively, but also find spots for her to be effective. There's a chance for Fawcett there. She was able to tip it over the double block, but again, Texas doubling and tripling her at times, and Glass checks in with another dump.
I've been impressed early on with Alicia Glass, and so is Coach Rose. He obviously giving her a chance to play more minutes. But the reason why is I like her net play. She is looking for her outside hitters, but she's also looking for her own opportunities.
She's an all-around player. National and state record holder for season aces, career aces, and career kills in high school. Over 3,500 in her high school career. But Ashley Engel has had some key kills for Texas tonight.
We talked about Ashley Engel being left-handed and provides her with a different look if you are the defense. Oftentimes defense, when you play defense in any sport, you try to cheat because you become so comfortable. You can't cheat against a left-hander in volleyball.
Cassie Sawyer on the slide. 4th kill of the game for Cassie. 2-2 to score. Ashley Fiddler checking in, serving along the back row for Penn State. And that's a side out right away as Acevedo slams one down.
One of the things that stood out for me in Acevedo in practice today was the power. She doesn't stand very tall. In fact, she's only 5'10" and is a volleyball player. That's still good height, but boy, she's got a lot of power.
Yeah, you hate to say this, but she's a shrimp on Texas. I mean, you look 6'3", 6'1", 6'5", 6. I mean, it's all over the map, but still at 5'10", proves you can be an effective player. Penn State and Texas tied at 3 here in game 3. Melissa Walbridge serving. Fiddler getting tested in the back. As Colehouse checks out for the moment. Penn State operating without a libero right now.
Still finding Hodge on the outside, however, giving her the most opportunities in game 1 and game 2. She had 11.
Hooker with her first swing of game 3, stopped by Penn State, and Harmato gets hot.
Oh, wow, that was a great read by Harmato. It was quick, and she knew exactly where the hole was. Watch this read. First of all, great pass, great quick set, and Harmato, it's like she almost knew. Her peripheral vision was real keen on that last play.
Talked about Walbridge and her great hitting percentage. Harmato, 2nd on the team for Penn State last year, 3rd in the Big Ten. And those middles for Penn State be very effective. They go to Harmato again. That's dug out by Texas. One more time, but Penn State will have a good opportunity here. Hodge down the line. The Longhorns try to save it, and they do. There's been a dig clinic here the last couple of minutes between these two teams. Thrilling play. Who can put it away? Hodge gets it done for the Lions.
By far the longest rally this year that I've seen, probably one of the longest in volleyball history. Some pretty acrobatic moves by both teams.
And finally, Megan Hodge gives Penn State its largest lead of the night at 3. Hooker, tough shot. Boy. Now that she's adding that more and more to her repertoire. She can be devastating because the block has to load up and respect her leaping ability.
Absolutely good point there, Jason. But this play starts by Allison Jennings getting down and digging that ball, making a great pass to Moriarty, who sets Hooker just perfectly, and Hooker with a great repertoire.
Bad back row touch for Penn State. Pays off at a point for Texas. Holthaus checking back in. Kisner serving for Texas. Armato. Armstrong got a piece, and Leticia gets blocked.
That's why they're the #1 blocking team in the nation. Armato and Hodge, a big presence at the net. As we look at our net cam view there, and Armato getting real pumped up about a terrific block. And, you know, she's going up against a big hitter in Armstrong.
Yeah, Hodge got the block, but Armato might have been more excited about it, trying to fire up her team. But again, only a sophomore. She is one of the captains of this squad, Krista Armato, trying to help guide her squad back in. But Acevedo and the rest of the Longhorns just keep firing away.
Boy, Acevedo provided a huge spark plug at the ABCA Showcase 2 weeks ago. Jason, you were there, had big games against #9 Wisconsin, #3 Washington.
Just steady as she goes for Texas. Only player with double-figure kills in every game thus far this season for the Longhorns. And she's got it again. 10 kills for Acevedo, but Penn State won't go away. Oh, there's a smile from Armato up the middle.
And clearly a different team here in Penn State. We did not see this Penn State team in games 1 or 2, but they're pumped up. You can tell that Coach Rose has gotten them back together, and something to look forward to.
Texas with a big answer in the form of Jennifer Todd up the middle.
Check out the set here, a very quick set. We're seeing that on the other end of the spectrum with Glass and Armato, but Texas showing that they can do equal.
8-7 Penn State here in game 3. Texas took the first 2. The Nittany Lions need game 3 to stay alive. Texas can close it out with a win in this one. Engel. Now the lefty goes right-handed and gets it done.
That's why you can't cheat on her, because she is so versatile. She's not necessarily ambidextrous, but a great back set by Moriarty. Now see the defense, they're going to always read her like she's a left-hander. She splits the blocks with her right hand.
You know, Armato coming out of that double team probably thinks she has more time as she loads up with the left, and she came back with a quick right hand.
Sort of like a Michael Jordan move when he had the ball in his left and switched to his right.
Penn State, though, just won't go away. The Nittany Lions. Now their blocking has been big, really keeping him in this game. 10-4 block advantage, make it 11-4 now for Penn State. Engel at a clean angle and gets it down. Talking to Ashley after last night, her first collegiate game, you could see her wide-eyed at playing here at Gregory Gym. Great fan support, loved the experience, and her team did a great job in neutralizing #4 Santa Clara, and they've done it thus far against #2 Penn State.
You know, it's a little different in Southern California for her, Ashley Engel, that is. You know, she's playing in here at Volleyball Mecca, the Big 12 Conference. And you talk to Coach Elliott, he says it's different. I had asked him about his trip to Pepperdine. He said, well, it's great being back there because he was a player there, but there's something about being in our Gregory Gymnasium. The atmosphere is fun, and you can tell that Ashley Engel loves this place already early on.
Engel setting. Hooker. And Penn State saves it. But a good chance for Texas. And Glass with a dig. Jennings with a save.
Good hustle by Holthaus.
Both of these teams again laying out and getting a lot of balls, but that one may be ungettable from Ashley Engel.
A little too much topspin on that ball. Dropped just as the last minute. Back row unable to get it.
Yeah, both of these teams just have players saving almost everything. Holthaus that last one, and then finally Engel sealed the point. And Ashley keeps doing big things. Another winner at the net.
This speaks to the depth of Texas. In game 2, it was Hooker who was providing the spark plug. She actually got him started in game 1, and now Ashley Engel. This game is all about Engel.
And she is closing in. Destiny 15 kills, Engel with 14, and Nicole Fawcett gets number 7. Penn State ties it up again at 11.
That's the power and the hard hit behind Fawcett that we talked about in the Open that we haven't seen so much of. So many coaches around the nation saying she truly is the hardest hitting player in America. We just haven't seen a whole lot of it here tonight.
Again, Texas has done a good job of recognizing where she is in the court, doubling and tripling her if needed. Engel with a swing. And that one's long. Funny thing about freshmen too, they have confidence, and skilled players as these, they just keep pounding away. It's long. Well, the next one won't be. We'll try to keep it in. Quick set for Walbridge, hanging on the net, and Glass getting down to keep it alive.
And Armstrong knew it. As soon as it came off her hand, she turned around and walked away. Just a miss hit. Armstrong said, "Let me be the first." The ball hanging on the net.
It's like the home rim, the home net. It's supposed to fall the other way, but it went in on Texas here at home.
Good point.
13-11 Penn State. Quick set for Walbridge. And Glass may be starting really to find some rhythm, and Penn State seems to have run the middle a little bit more here in game 3.
And Allison Jennings right now, the libero for Texas, she recognizes that Penn State certainly has a momentum in their favor. She grabs everybody right now and says, hey, take a deep breath, let's calm down, get our faculties back together to keep ourselves in this game 3.
And the last thing Texas wants to do is give Penn State any sort of momentum. And the Lions have it. Sawyer with another.
Penn State looks strong right now. They look good. They look like they're communicating well.
A 5-0 run. Penn State with a 4-point lead, trying to stay alive here in game 3 in Austin.
There are a lot of things that make the University of Tulsa great. Motivated students, a faculty that inspires, Division I-A athletics combined with a small, friendly, residential campus. But it's the value of our private education that makes us truly unique. Come check us out. We're the University of Tulsa.
The top 2 have been chosen. With their win at the collegiate finals, Paula and Bibiana have earned a spot on the AVP Tour. But do they have what it takes to compete with Olympic gold medal winners Misty May and Carrie Walsh?
And we're looking forward to seeing how they progress, so best of luck to them.
They may have made it this far, but it's only the beginning. Out here, there's only 2 options: go pro or go home. Next Sunday at 8, only on CSTV.
Penn State trying to stay alive on the road at Texas. Longhorns looking for a 3-game sweep, although the Nittany Lions lead here in game 3 by 4. Well, we talked about 2 top 10 teams, the top 2 recruiting classes in the nation. Those fab freshmen doing huge things tonight.
Absolutely, and Ashley Engel, 14 kills, 8 digs. 2 of those players from Texas. Don't forget to point out Megan Hodge. By the way, 10 of 14 members of this UT squad are former Volleyball magazine Fab 50 recruits. So a lot of talented freshmen coming through this program.
It certainly is the case of both of these squads. And Laura Paolini, another player that's really had to step into more of a focal point without Brandy McGee now, who's injured and done for the season, jumping in with a big point right there for Texas to stop that Nittany Lion 5-0 run.
And certainly at 6'5", provides a different look for Texas.
From Ann Arbor, Michigan. And Hodge from North Carolina. Now she's got a big time on. And that's 14 kills now for Megan Hodge, the leader for Penn State. Walbridge laying out to get that one, but can't keep it in play.
Good effort by Melissa Walbridge. You got to appreciate every time a player substitutes at Penn State. I like how they go immediately over to Coach Rose, get a little constructive feedback, go down to the bench, think about it, subs them right back in. Good technique by Coach Rose.
Hodge powers that one off the block. And Megan Hodge, #1 rated player coming out of high school. Maybe starting to settle in for Penn State. A good chance here for Penn State. Dug out by Engel. Acevedo with a crack, and that's blocked down. Armato and Glass doubling up.
Armato and Glass doing it at the net, providing that spark plug and energy to keep Penn State running away from Texas. Slowly but surely, Texas can ill afford, like you mentioned, Jason, really ill afford against a very good team to let Penn State get right back into this. But they certainly have the confidence right now. They're playing well, good communication.
Yeah, here at the Horns house, Texas does not want to give Penn State any morsel of opportunity to get back in. Paolini with another kill in the middle.
Texas middle is strong. Acevedo, Paolini now showing she's got some strength in the middle.
Jennings back to serve.
Lauren now with 6 kills. Perfection. 6 attacks, 6 kills. She's hitting 1,000 tonight. Penn State, though, every time the Longhorns seem to make a mini run here in Game 3, Penn State has come up with an answer. Jared Elliott having a little conversation with the down official, Gloria Cox. We are back underway. Acevedo sliding in. She started her career at Oregon and transferred. Battled a torn ACL in her career. Come back. Jared Elliott says she's most balanced player. You can see that. You look at the stats. And again, just a reliable point getter for this Longhorn program.
Yeah, consistent would be a good word, too, to use to describe Acevedo. And Jarrett, Coach Elliott knew he was getting talent. He's 2004 Newcomer of the Year from Oregon.
That time, Acevedo down the line, and it's wide. 2015 Penn State. A timeout taken by Texas. Coach Elliott trying to keep his team in it here. Penn State looks to stay alive.
In the classroom, I turn my head over this way, and as the game banger looking at me, you know, Mad Dog me throwing signs up under the table. I feel real scared for my life.
During that time, I wouldn't go to school. My mom would tell me, like, what are you doing for yourself? You're not doing nothing. She encouraged me to go back to school.
My neighborhood is a dangerous place. What's pushed me to graduate is my mother, walking down the aisle, hearing her scream for me.
I want to graduate from my mom. She watched the distance yell at me, you got to graduate, you got to get out of high school so you can get your diploma.
I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be somebody in life.
Do you know who I am?
How about me?
Or me? I'm a gymnast. I'm a point guard and an honor student.
I'm going to be a pediatrician.
Research proves that girls who participate in sports are more likely to be successful in life. The Women's Sports Foundation provides programs, grants, and scholarships so all women can excel, no matter what the field.
So if you don't know who I am,
you will.
Get to know the Women's Sports Foundation.
NCAA Soccer, the world's game, now on our turf. Gets the goal! Watch NCAA Soccer on CSTV.
As some Penn State fans here on the road trying to fight an uphill cheering battle against the throng from Texas, sort of what the Nittany Lions are doing on the court. Down 2-0 to the Longhorns, but the block, watch it move over for Penn State.
People are referring to this as the blocking machine, the #1 team in the nation, Penn State at the net. You're right, Jason, they do read it real well. Good location and rotation. You've got Glass, Harmato, and Fawcett, who are all communicating well. When they move and they shift, they present definite problems for Texas.
And again, Penn State is dominating on the block front tonight. 12-4 advantage against Texas, but Longhorns had a little more offense than Penn State thus far. Another dig for Texas. Moriarty got that one. Fawcett in a tough spot, gets it over. Free ball for the Longhorns. And Acevedo slings it down. That stopped a 10-4 run for Penn State.
A great pass, another great set by Moriarty. But Texas has got it going on in the 1-2-3 punch. It's all about making sure that your setter has the chance, doesn't have to chase the pass down.
Ball handling this year to be called against Alicia Glass. And that's tough. That first pass there right against the net. She tried to dump it down, but gets called for the violation. Better setting chance for her. Boy, that's what Penn State needs. A rocket from Nicole Fawcett. She hits one of the hardest balls anywhere. You haven't gotten the chance to see it a lot tonight because of Texas neutralizing her for the most part thus far. Just the 8th kill of the night for Fawcett. Penn State blocked it, but out of bounds. Point Texas.
You can tell there that Destiny Hooker said the second time that she was going to go back up to make that attempt, she saw the blocks go up. She positioned her body in the air so that she knew that ball would go out of bounds once Penn State made that block. Very talented and skilled Hooker.
Kylie Hall, she's done numerous times tonight, checking in to serve for Texas. See the Penn State bench there try to rally the troops as Penn State leads. And a service ace from Hall. Sophomore from Costa Mesa, California. High school teammate with Allison Jennings. That's a pretty formidable back row in high school. Jennings, the libero, has been starring all night for the Longhorns. There's Fawcett. That's back-to-back big swings for her.
Wait, how about Hodge in the back row keeping that play alive for Penn State? Nice pickup there. Allows Penn State the opportunity to close the deal with the attack by Fawcett.
Well, Lauren Paolini has been critical for Texas tonight in the middle, giving them yet another option. That's 7 kills now for her.
We mentioned so many of the UT players in the Fab 50. She was one of them. Just a sophomore, had a tremendous high school campaign.
Glass to Hodge. That one was teed up nicely. Megan Hodge now with 16 kills. She and Destiny Hooker, each with 16 to lead the way.
And look at the strong frontline players, Harmato, Salyer, and Hodge for Penn State. Good strength at the net.
Walbridge will serve it up. Ace leader for the Nittany Lions last year. And bad time to fire one long. (23-21) Penn State. Same scenario as games 1 and 2, with the exception of this time as these teams trade blows each way. Penn State has led in this one, but can they keep the lead? Texas creeping back within a single point.
And a miscue by Harmato. However, the series was good. It was a good pass. Gave Glass a good opportunity to provide a great set, just couldn't put it away.
They fake to Harmato, go to Salyer, and Cassie puts it down. Six kills now for the 6'5" senior for Penn State. Another senior, Chris Brown, into serve.
The Passing and defensive specialist for Penn State. Also a good server, which is why she's in that rotation.
Brown with a dig. Moriarty. Paolini, and it's in on the line. Boy, that is a huge bonus for Texas to get this set of Lauren Paolini.
And you can definitely understand why Coach Elliott talks about the depth of his teams, all the many weapons that he has. If it's not Acevedo or Armstrong, who, by the way, has been quiet. Very strong Armstrong in game 1, but Hooker and other players stepping up.
Well, Texas riding the hot hand. Paolini now 5 kills in game 3 alone. Certainly, the Longhorns have been riding her right on. Now Kate Price checks in for Penn State to serve. Can't stop that missile from Acevedo.
We've talked so much about the power behind Nicole Fawcett as an outside hitter, but how about the power Acevedo brings, not only down the middle, but from the outside as well.
(25-24) Penn State. Boy, Glass has dumped 3 or 4 times tonight. They've always seemed to come at monster moments, and that was a biggie.
She's good. Good technique, good reading ability. She was coached by her mom in high school as a volleyball player, also coached in basketball by her grandpa in high school. Good genes run in the family.
Certainly is the case. Acevedo has got a good surge right now. She is heating up for Texas, and the Longhorns hopping along for the ride.
Acevedo demonstrating why the Big 12 Conference chose her as a preseason All-Big 12 pick.
See, she's got 14 kills tonight along with Engel. Hooker has 16. And boy, up the gut, Jennifer Todd with a big block, and we are even Steven at 26.
Boy, the blocking at the net has really been for Penn State, but Jennifer Todd in Texas stepped that up.
Only the 5th of the night for the Longhorns against 12 for Penn State. But it's large for Jennifer Todd in the block category. 11-6 Texas surge has the Longhorns dead even at 26 apiece with the Nittany Lions. Texas fans here jazzed up. They've got a chance to put away Penn State in 3 straight. Would be a feather in the cap, another one, if you will, for Texas. They beat number 4 Santa Clara last night here. Now trying to take down number 2 Penn State as you look at the top 10 in the CSTV ABCA rankings. Nebraska there at number 1. And a lot of the usual suspects in the mix, including reigning national champ Washington. Hey, CSTV brings you top-ranked action in women's soccer as well. When SMU hosts national title contender Notre Dame in Dallas, that would be deep in the heart of Texas as well. Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, the Mustangs try and stop Brittany Bach and the rest of the tough fighting Irish squad who has sights on repeating a national championship success from 2004. NCAA women's soccer only on CSTV. And they've got all the hits here. The Eyes of Texas on standby, especially if the Longhorns can close it out here in 3 straight. 26-26 the score. Penn State has led largely throughout game 3, but Texas trying to finish off a 3-0 sweep. But the block for the Nittany Lions is huge.
And some excitement from the frontline leaders, especially by Fawcett.
Penn State 27, Texas 26. The freshman Glass to serve. Hooker doubled and then knocks the second chance out of bounds. Timeout, Texas. Well, Penn State has kept it close tonight with the block. The last 2 points. Penn State riding in strength. Defense, defense, defense.
It has truly been their bread and butter, and that's something they're going to have to continue to look at And remember, we go back to that point of losing Walters, Tortorello as well. They're not very, they're not deep in those areas, the setter and libero, so they're going to use their load of talent at the outside hitting. They're going to use their talent at the net, and that's what's going to get them through the season as they work on the skills of their very young setters and liberos.
Texas, too, does have that returning core, and you can see at this point they've got a pretty good feel when you've got veterans like Moriarty and Jennings to really hold the fort, let your other players sort of build in around them.
Yeah, you can definitely see that it makes a difference. It creates that rhythm that so many times in sports is not talked about, but in basketball or football, it's about the rhythm, and it starts with being able to receive serves and make great passes.
See the hook 'em horns around here tonight? Texas fans got them up. If you didn't know, head cheerleader back in 1955 created that. 50 years strong now.
You talk to people on campus, if you call them and you get their voicemail, they'll say, "Hi, I'm out right now, I can't get your call, but thanks and have a good day." Hook 'em. I love it.
That is certainly one of the most recognizable hand gestures anywhere in collegiate sports. It's certainly Texas fans show it with pride. Hooker gets blocked at the net. Another chance for the Longhorns. Dug out by Glass. Hooker with a big swing, and she just went over the block.
She did, and there was nobody there in the back row right-hand corner. She knew it. She knew she had the height. Here's the great chase down and set by Moriarty. She went over the block and hit the corner.
And she looked like she just went and got a little bit more out of the reserve and just hopped up and put it down. 1-point game again. And Destiny adds a dig. But Texas can't keep it alive, and now Penn State is a point away from extending this to 4 games.
And that ball just fell slightly through the hands of Paolini. A mistake there by the sophomore utility player.
Game point, Penn State. Fawcett restarts. Engel sliding in and sticking one.
She's been quiet the last 5 minutes.
Texas needs one more to tie it up again. Playing to 30 here, need to win by 2. Hodge finishing strong for Penn State, and we will go to a 4th game. Megan Hodge, now the kill leader on the night with 18 big ones for Penn State, and the Nittany Lions stay alive. Game 4 from Austin here for these 2 top 10 teams after the break.
At the University of Kentucky, we want our great state to reach its full potential.
Through investments in education,
healthcare,
and economic development.
We're working with educators across the state
And making breakthrough discoveries in medicine.
We're attracting the best and brightest students
who will create jobs and opportunities for all Kentuckians.
Together, Kentucky's flagship university is making your Commonwealth an even better place.
Football's a way of life. Live it with CSTV.
Games, highlights, and insights on air and online.
When the IRS levied my business and personal accounts, I didn't know where to turn. My CPA recommended American Tax Relief.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call American Tax Relief for a free consultation.
Look, the IRS is offering you a one-time opportunity to settle your debt. This is your 1 second chance. Use it well.
I thought I was going to lose my business, but American Tax Relief got me a second chance.
Call 1-800-TAX-HELP for your free consultation.
We're used to chaos. We have Mardi Gras every year.
It all falls together and it's just a big rush.
What do you think about the idea of a television network where the people actually get to create the television?
Some people really know how to move.
When you're moving, we'll get your DirecTV up and running in your new place free. Just make one call to DirecTV Movers Connection and arrange a date to move your service. It's free, it's easy, and it's one less thing to worry about. Call 1-866-WAY-YOU-MOVE. That's the way to move without missing a beat.
I like the way you move.
Back here in Funky Town, or as most people call it, Austin, Texas. And this has kind of been a funky game, if you will. Texas coming out of the gate, winning the first two from #2 Penn State. And then the Nittany Lions surviving a scare from the Longhorns in game #3 to extend it out to 4-number games. The numbers so far through 3, with Penn State doing a wonderful job blocking, and that was really crucial for them in game 3.
It certainly was. We talked about that being their bread and butter, and certainly is. But something that stands out for me is look at the errors on behalf of Texas, 27, while Penn State doing a good job. Definitely making some adjustments from games 1 and 2, only 13 errors.
And that certainly is evident in the hitting percentage. Texas, it has dropped every game. Last game they only hit 190. Penn State, they hit 293. So the Nittany Lions evening up the numbers a little bit more and trying to close in on evening this match. They got 1 game back. They need to get another to extend it to 5. Texas with another chance to close it out here in game #4. Healthy crowd here at Gregory Gym enjoying this one. Texas in the home white. We'll start it off with a serve from junior Michelle Moriarty. The setter for Texas already with 53 assists rather through 3 games thus far. Penn State will take the first point.
Talk about assists from Moriarty, 1,392 in 2005, the 8th highest in a single season for UT history.
It's fun too when you've got a lot of choices. Texas has certainly spread the wealth tonight.
Great save by Hodge in the back row.
Todd up the middle. Longhorns, 3 players with 14 or more kills tonight. Hooker with 17, and for Penn State, Hodge leading the way with 18. Fawcett finally cracking double digits. She now has 10. Back set for Engel. Buried. Talked about distribution for Moriarty. A great display of it there.
Yeah, and she gets such great passes from Allison Jennings. You really got to go back to the back row and credit Jennings. And what great communication Moriarty and Jennings makes, and it's a huge difference when your setter and libero are on the same page.
A little miscommunication there cost Texas a point. Ashley Engel now 16 kills. That is her career high in her freshman season here in Austin. And Ashley Fiddler into serve, fires it long.
Fiddler, the player that typically comes in for the back row play for Fawcett.
There you see Kylie Hall. She too serves specialists into the game and delivers. That is so key to have somebody that has the ability to come in cold off the bench and fire it up.
Well, and you're right. Kylie Hall really has a lot of experience. She was one of only 2 players last year who played in all 105 games. So Coach Jarrett has that ability to do that with Hall because she has so much experience.
Well, Moriarty just had a pancake for Texas, but Penn State got the more valuable morsel in the point. Great layout by the Texas setter. Engel delivering for Texas, and back and forth we go again. Let's go back to that point from Moriarty. Pancake, handout, flapjack is served to keep that one alive.
A true talent, Moriarty.
Moriarty with a chance here, setting Hooker. Handled by Penn State. And Hodge Little change up there, works it off the block. A breakout game for Megan Hodge. Working on getting to 20 kills, 19 right now.
And Armstrong, a hitting error right there, getting too much under the ball. Not able to put it down as she subs out, and Paolini at 6'5" back in. Again, also providing a different look at the net when she's in.
Glass dumping effectively one more time. Penn State takes the lead here in game number 4. 6-5 the score. And Texas won the first 2, Penn State the last one. And hey, you dump me,
that's right,
I dump you.
Absolutely. Moriarty saying, this is my gym, I'm a junior, you're a freshman, don't show me up.
We are here at Gregory Gym. Jason Knapp and Tammy Blackburn. Glad you're joining us for the ABC Match of the Week here on CSTV. 2 top 10 teams in the nation, number 2 Penn State, number 7 Texas. Head-to-head, the Longhorns had a 2-0 lead, but Penn State stayed alive, winning game 3, and now we are nip and tuck as we have been throughout this one. Again here in game 4, Texas forging ahead one more time at 7-6.
There's the senior, Daria Macevedo, a player that they are truly going to miss here at University of Texas, has by far been one of the most consistent players. Several games and matches with double-digit kills.
And now Megan Hodge has double digits, if you will. That's kill number 20 for her. And top freshman incoming in the nation, coming out of high school, and certainly showcasing her array of skills tonight. Krista Harmano up the middle. It's fantastic if you're a volleyball fan. Look at the freshmen sparkling, sophomores. Not only are these teams good and deep, they're young, good and deep.
Yeah, I mean, both of these programs have great futures. They're putting a lot of pressure early on their freshmen, and it just goes to show you that the coaches have a vote of confidence in those freshmen. They're going to get some playing time, especially the way these freshmen are playing here tonight on both ends of the court. I mean, Alicia Glass has been nothing less than impressive for Penn State, and I got to believe that Russ Rose is going to continue to go back to her time and time again. She's going to be on the floor quite a bit.
Right. A lot of times coaches will see like what Hodge is doing and Engel and Hooker, and they're like, man, the good news is they're a senior. We won't have to see them again.
Right.
There's 3-4 more years in this club.
And Glass is just clicking with the people that she needs to click with. Her outside hitters, her middle hitters. She's providing a different angle to the game.
That time Jennifer Todd on the slide. Again, both setters really starting to mix it up. Moriarty, 58 assists now for Texas. Boy, Fawcett with a bomb, but that's held by Kisner and handled. And Nicole delivers again. We talked about a heavy ball that she can portray, and she unloaded a couple. Texas got the first one and not the second. (9-9) Texas and Penn State. Back row attack from Engel.
That's the attack we saw in game 1. She was the spark plug out of the gate for Texas with that middle hitting attack, trying to get Texas to build on this 1-point lead.
Talking with Jared Elliott about Engel, he said, hey, this is a different player than you saw against Washington. She struggled a little bit, and her teammates earlier in the season picked her up. She really sort of has found more of a groove now. And again, we talked about her abilities to set, be a defensive player, and of course to attack. She certainly can do more. At the beginning coming in, Coach Elliott said, hey, you know, I don't think you're good enough to be the starting setter right now. How about I put you at opposite? She goes, I'm starting? He goes, yeah. She goes, I'm stoked. So she was ready to go. And seriously, to come in and be a focal point right away is big. And to have that flexibility to play more than one position is crucial. Now these teams riding the seesaw again. 11-10 Texas here in game 4.
Nicole Fawcett with a big power hit opposite corner court.
Moriarty, cross-court set for Engel, who dumps it over. Fawcett up the middle, gets it done.
You can tell she's starting to find her rhythm with that power. She hit that last one on the opposite side. She's coming down the middle. Boy, there's a middle, that power, boy, that body goes up. Look how athletic and much control she has while she's in the air.
And they go back to her again. Went cross court that time, but the net caught it and hooked it out of bounds.
They're going to give Megan Hodge a little break from hitting, but it's not going to be too long before you see Megan attacking again. You have to mix it up, otherwise you become too predictable defensive or offensively, and your defense is too easy to read.
Right back to Fawcett. Going to be a double hit on Texas. Another point to Penn State. So in that rotation, Nicole coming through with a series of kills. 13 now for Penn State. They're pulling even again at 12 apiece. Fiddler serving. Engel. Well, that's a sweet spot.
The sophomore Holthouse, she's done a fabulous job in the back row for Penn State. She could not pick this one up. A little too much juice on this one. Splits the blocks up front with Penn State.
Cassie Sawyer, smart, intelligent veteran play. Just flips it over the block to the floor.
A player that says she wants to make the most of this year. They've had their ups and downs the last 3 years, some opportunities in the end of the season to win a national championship. Haven't been able to do it. She says it's been so fast these first 3 years, I got to make the most of it.
Yeah, Penn State certainly upset with what transpired at the end of last season as Engel gets another point for Texas. Penn State at home hosting a regional, came out against Tennessee and lost on their home floor. Russ Rose says, you know, losing is one thing, but Tennessee wanted it more than we did on our home floor, and that, as you might expect, any coach would think is unacceptable.
He said we gave them more opportunities to win that match rather than them winning it themselves.
Armato up front. There you see Russ Rose. His players pretty explicit. Melissa Walbridge, the media guy, says, hey, talk is cheap. My expectations are very high this year, plain and simple. And you know what that means for Penn State. That means Big Ten title and getting a crack at a national championship.
And what a coach to be able to play for. 7-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, including just this past year in 2005. You mentioned Jason, never had less than 22 wins in a season at his time at PSU.
But getting one here at Texas is a tall order. The Longhorns and Penn State close together in Game 4.
Impossible. It's never too early to start reading to your kids.
Are you prepared for what awaits you?
There are amazing possibilities when you open a child's mind to reading. Log on to the Library of Congress website and let the journey begin.
Let me win.
Let me win.
Let me win.
Let me win.
But if I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
If I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave in the attempt.
The Special Olympics.
The Southeastern Conference.
Check in with Football Nation tomorrow for a powerhouse triple header. Starting at 1:30 Eastern, Massachusetts and Navy, followed by Colorado and Colorado State, the annual rivalry game in Denver at 5 Eastern, and then Texas Tech and UTEP. There might be a few points scored in that one, too. Up-tempo offenses, football, a way of life. Live with it here on CSTV. We have been living with a volleyball delight tonight. Texas and Penn State, #2 and #7 in the nation. Texas trying to close it out in 4 games. The Nittany Lions looking to extend it the distance to 5. And Krista Harmano with a finish. Ashley Engel up the middle. She has been effective in a variety of spots tonight. That time straight away gets the kill.
And you can tell she is going to make a huge impact this year for Texas. She fits well with this program. I like the way that she's talking to her teammates in between each point. At the timeouts, they are keeping her very involved. They obviously understand the impact that she can have on their season.
Now the kill leader with 21. And again, remember, Ashley Engel, traditionally a setter by trade. You've got a player like that that can step in and play outside and put up those numbers, 21 and 13, and you've got yourself a bargain. 17-16 Longhorns. Not much separation between these squads here in game number 4 especially. Fawcett off the block. Acevedo with a put away.
She truly is a go-to player. She's just there when you need it. Another great cross-court set by Moriarty.
Acevedo, 17 kills tonight. Up the middle for Walbridge. Boy, these teams just kind of like a heavyweight fight. They're trading haymakers, really giving each other their best shots.
You talked to Jen Armstrong, the SID for Penn State. She said, I'm calling this the battle of the powerful young people on the court tonight. And that's what we've seen. A lot of freshmen with a lot of power, a lot of zest and energy.
And you've got the cagey old veteran as well, and Taria Acevedo. And the senior leader for Texas with the serve. A miscommunication there between Glass and Sawyer.
And with the score at 20-17 in favor of Texas, that could be a critical error as Texas tries to creep away with a match. Penn State going to have to get themselves right back into it. Can't afford to dig themselves into a hole.
Acevedo keeps that one going. Penn State, well, Fawcett, great recognition to realize that that ball was too low, and she was able to dig it over. Salyer delivering, Cassie cross court. Texas fans thought it was wide, but it is called good. Acevedo for the back row.
Great reaction by Moriarty.
Yep. Another dig from Holhouse, and Hodge misfires.
Credit that point to Moriarty for keeping that play alive. Acevedo down the middle with a big hit, but a nice block by Penn State. Moriarty reaching out to the right, keeping that ball in play.
Texas with its largest lead in game 4 at 3, 21-18. Allison Jennings get a little breather. Rock solid junior libero for the Longhorns.
A well-deserved breather.
Kylie Hall misfires, and well, breather not that long. Hall checks out. Jennings back to work. Back set for Engel. Glass can't get it.
And Engel again bringing her left-hand power, a little southpaw. Glass can't pick it up in the back row. That's Penn State's got to work on that.
Up the middle, Paolini leading the charge of the block, and the Texas fans can smell a little blood in the water right now. 4-point advantage. Penn State takes a timeout. Longhorns leading, trying to finish off Penn State in 4. More from Austin coming up.
The United States Naval Academy, established in 1845, is the undergraduate college for the Navy. It prepares young men and women to become professional officers in the Navy and Marine Corps. A world-class faculty and small class size allow midshipmen to excel in any of the 19 majors offered. Upon graduation, they will be appointed ensigns in the Navy or second lieutenants in the Marine Corps. The Academy emphasizes the moral, mental, and physical education of midshipmen through character development programs that stress the highest ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty. Navy also has a rich history of athletic achievements in a variety of varsity sports. The United States Naval Academy is where America develops leaders who will serve the nation. It is where the core values of honor, courage, and commitment are nurtured, and where the vision of America's future is shaped.
College football season can be a hectic and downright confusing time. Isn't there anyone fans can turn to for advice and support?
Buckle your chin strap. He's going to get hit down here.
The Sultan of Saturday on CSTV.com answers all your burning questions about college football.
Because here, the Sultan goes one-on-one with you. So don't try to trump me, because this is my show.
Log on to CSTV.com and submit your questions for the Sultan today.
Here at Texas, the stars for Penn State and the Longhorns shining, but the role players playing larger roles. Lauren Paolini in off the bench, and look at that, 8 kills, hitting 800, and a lot of them seem to have come at big times for Texas.
And she's a tremendous utility player. Great substitution there. Good rotation for Coach Elliott. He said to me at practice today, I love being able to stick her in, and at 6'5", she presents a lot of problems for the opposing defense. And we saw that big block from her on that last point. She's got a big presence at the net.
And two, she would start for a lot of other teams.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
one of those things. The players here that are on the benches for these two squads are not subpar volleyball players.
Starting 6 at other major programs.
They're fantastic. It's tough to get playing time when you've got these type of players on the front line of the squad.
But again, it creates that competitive atmosphere in practice that makes those players so much better come match time.
And what's tougher for those players is to come in and perform in those roles when they're used to high school and club teams being the stars. They get acclimated to that.
Yeah, players like 6'3" junior Jen Christian, you know, a wonderful player in high school and has had two pretty good years here. Doesn't see a whole lot of playing time, but a good player.
They're certainly rooting on the squad right now. The Longhorns 24-20 in game 4. Hooker been quiet here the last couple of games, but Destiny delivers.
Haven't heard much of her, just as you mentioned, but a good chance to get her involved, and she finds the line so nicely. Well, that line shot is tough because usually teams are going to, in the blocking area, are going to cover that line, but she finds a way to put it down the line.
Hodge has it credited to her kill category as a double hit called on Destiny Hooker, trying to save that one and keep it in play. And that's a big point for Penn State. Instead of being down 6, they're within 4. And Hodge to serve. Fawcett. A little extra juice on that one. Texas will talk it over. Penn State with back-to-back points.
Not going away. That's why they're ranked number 2 in the nation. They can really bring it. And I tell you, we've talked so much about Texas and the freshmen and the brightness of the future of this program. It's Penn State. Once they find their rhythm with their setter and the libero and get more reps, it's simply what it's going to take. They are going to be a huge force and will likely do very well in the Big Ten. But that's an area of their game that we've talked about all match long that they're trying to develop. And Russ Rose saying, we got to find it. He's not going to, early on in the year, appreciate the fact that he wasn't going to identify necessarily a starting rotation. He wanted to see what some of those players could bring.
Nicole Fawcett, team leader, trying to gather the troops for a rally, and that one Allison Jennings just couldn't keep it quite under control. And that has pulled Penn State back within 3. But again, you talk about those two crucial positions at libero and setter, trying to find good rhythm. Penn State has worked with 3 or 4 liberos early in the season, seemed to have settled on Whole House for the moment. Glass setting, as you see the numbers for Fawcett again, but again, trying to get that package and timing together and keep the system intact is big. Russ Rose, I asked him, you know, with a new freshman setter, do you limit what you do in your attack? He said, not really. We're not that exotic or extravagant as far as offense, but it really credits how well Sam Tortorello led the attack to take a simple attack and make it work as well as she did for that many years.
And you can see how well it works, obviously, with Jennings and Moriarty on the other end of the court for Texas.
The Longhorns have the serve and the lead. 26-22. Jennings to put it in play. Kisner in the back row, saves it. And Engel just cranked it a little long. See Brittany McGee on the bench. Her season done with a torn ACL. Excuse me, Brandy McGee. Her season done with a torn ACL. Watching her team here, would love to be able to help out there and try to do a little vocal encouragement from the bench as Penn State suddenly is once again knocking on the door within 2. Whole House serving. And Engel delivers.
And back to McGee real quick as we see her there on the bench supporting the Longhorns. Again, the silver lining for the injury is that it happened early enough in the season they'll be able to redshirt her, so they're not going to lose her for a year, and that is the best news.
All-time hitting percentage leader in Texas history. But as you can see from the performance tonight from the Longhorns, they've got plenty of weapons. Acevedo blocked by Walbridge. And Engel again. 2 biggies here in game 4 for Ashley Engel. Now the match kill leader with 24. Nearly doubling her career high in kills. Texas fans on their feet. Now Hook'em Horns. Longhorns trying to hook up a win right here, and they're 2 points away of doing so against the #2 team in the land. Engel has been in the right spot, it seems, all night.
Yeah, sure, and Moriarty's done a good job of finding her. And there, Moriarty sort of a mid-set, if you will, but Ashley Engel showing us a little bit of ambidextrous talent there. Naturally a southpaw, but using her right hand when she needs. When she sees those blockers and she sees that those blocks have not closed out, she's going to identify that and try to slither that right through the middle with her right hand. So as a freshman, she's got great skill set.
And as a setter herself, she seems to have that mentality. You saw Moriarty wasn't in necessarily the best position, but she came to the spot and was able to help out.
And last night, Coach Elliott said to me today, last night, Moriarty did such a great job of feeding Engel and really playing off each other very well that deadly 1-2 punch is only going to continue to improve and develop and get better. And can you imagine in a month from now, you come back and watch this team and the 2 of them, Engel and Moriarty.
Same can be said for Penn State as well. You see 8 kills this game for Ashley, 24 overall. But again, with the weaponry that Penn State has in its roster too, when they get things sorted out as they progress through the season. Certainly, these 2 teams, a lot of folks expect to see them on National Championship weekend.
There's no doubt. And you know, we really like what we see in Alicia Glass, the freshman. She's stepping up.
They are 2 certainly of a handful of contenders, at least in the early season, that have shown their skill thus far.
I think the critical combination there for Penn State, Alicia Glass and Roberta Whole House, that libero-setter relationship and communication, once they get that, you know, well manicured, they'll be real good.
Texas hanging in the point, but a double hit call. That's killer for the Longhorns. Not
too much argument from Texas. Penn State down 2, 28-26. Good dig by Glass. Opportunity for the Longhorns. Another dig from Alicia. And Fawcett with a hammer.
That perhaps is a hit that we alluded to in the open about her power, her accuracy. Now, Nicole Fawcett, as a sophomore, has a tendency to at times keep her blinders on. She's not going to make adjustments with the block. But there you see a good pass, a good set, and then closing the deal. That's the combination that we've been talking about that Penn State has to get their rhythm. It's that 1, 2, 3, and they showed it right there.
Yeah, that was one of the, or maybe the most or cleanest look that she has had tonight. Good work by Penn State to find their star and enable her to be in a good position to succeed. And right now, Penn State is succeeding at whittling down the Texas lead. It's down to a single point. These teams going back and forth. And Nicole Fawcett, well, there's no back and forth with her. It's all in the positive. Last year, look at the accolades. National Freshman of the Year, second team All-America, Mid-East Region Freshman of the Year, Big Ten Freshman of the Year. First Penn Stater ever to win the National Freshman of the Year honor. And that's saying something considering the litany of stars that Russ Rose has had and Penn State has had over the years. Longhorn fans, though, still believe that they can knock Fawcett down. Big Ten Player of the Week as well. She's going to need more room in the trophy case. This is a lot of hardware piling up. And the blocks piling up for Penn State, too. Walbridge shuts one down the middle. 8-3, Penn State surge. It's tied at 28.
And their bread and butter equalized the game. No surprise for Penn State.
14-6, the block advantage for Penn State. Engel. Now a double hit called on Penn State.
And you can see it as soon as it came off of Walbridge's hands. The spin on the ball allowed the officials to identify that real quick.
It is game point for Texas. 29-28. Acevedo trying to seal it in 4. Penn State needs a point to try to keep it going towards a game 5. And they get it from Fawcett.
Boy, she was not real present in game 1 and 2 from the attack perspective, but she has been nothing less than impressive and powerful at the net for Penn State in a critical game 4.
She has elevated herself when the Nittany Lions needed her most. Again, got to win by 2, so advantage Penn State on the block by Walbridge.
And I tell you, Walbridge and Salyer, the senior and the junior at the net, going against a very talented Ashley Engel freshman, says, we're not quite done yet.
Fiddler serving for game 4. Hooker has it blocked, but keeps it alive. Moriarty to Acevedo in the back row. Is there a touch? There is. Point Texas. And the Penn State folk can't believe it. Penn State thinking it had game 4 in the bag, but no dice. We're even up at 30 again. Texas serving again. Need to win by 2. Sawyer going cross court, but Texas handles that. Hodge with a cannon shot.
Big delivery by the freshman. Found the back line. Boy, that was a powerful hit. Boy, that's stepping up as a freshman.
Clean winner for Megan Hodge, her 22nd kill, and then Penn State with a service error gives it right back. (31-31). Fawcett watching for the moment. And Hodge keeps it going for the Nittany Lions.
She hasn't lost an ounce of juice on her attack. She is stronger than ever here in game 4. She's feeling it. She feels confident. Penn State going to continue to go back to the impressive freshman in Megan Hodge.
Penn State with a chance to close it out. Salyer serving. Hooker blocks it through. Had a little mustard on that one to push it through the double block of Penn State.
Quiet but impressive. Hooker just has been quiet the last couple games.
And Destiny stays in to serve. Armato. These teams are training glass right now.
She may have a big knee brace on her right leg from that injury last year that she sustained in the last game of their Big Ten. But let me tell you, she has no ill effects of that injury. She is feeling good and looks good.
Now the rotation has played around for Penn State, but Fawcett checks back in again. She gets subbed out in the back row, but she returns. And another service error for Penn State. That's the second one on a game point here in game 4. And we play on. 33-33. Block up the gut. Jennifer Todd takes care of business. And Texas now with another chance to close things out. Jennings serving. They go to Fawcett, and she delivers.
She is money. Money, money. Nicole Fawcett. Look at Coach Elliott shaking his head saying, holy cow, she brings something.
After that quiet start, she's got 20. 34 all again. And Penn State's block is big.
And this is who you want serving for Penn State to keep you alive in this critical match is Roberta Hallhouse.
Puts it in play. Texas watches Penn State finishing on the block. Fitting considering the Nittany Lions blocking prowess. Number 17 on the evening for the Nittany Lions results in a game 5 for these two top 10 heavyweights. 36-34 Penn State. We're going to 5. Lions and Horns coming up.
Passing gas can be deadly.
Whoa. Oh, something's funky.
Passing gas releases a plume of toxic vapors.
Oh, honey, not in the car.
Like ammonia and hydrogen cyanide.
Oh.
And lethal poisons that can linger even when windows are open. Kids shouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke. Don't pass gas, take it outside.
Since 1898, some of life's most rewarding paths have started at DePaul University.
Texas won the first 2 games, Penn State the last 2. That means we keep on going to a 5th and decisive game. Jason Knapp and Tammy Blackburn. And Tammy, well, it's not the CSTV guarantee, but 4 matches so far this season, all 4 have gone the distance. And these two teams are pretty fitting considering the level of play that we've seen that they're going to max out and go 5 tonight.
There's a lot of people that were expecting this match to go 5 games, and obviously we're going into an exciting, truly epic battle here between a number 2 and a number 7. Texas playing real well, but Penn State not going away, showing to everybody why they're ranked number 2 in the nation.
Certainly riding that defense until they could maybe get their offense more on track, especially with Nicole Fawcett. And you see the blocks have been telling for Penn State. 18-6 advantage right now.
Yeah, and Texas came up big on certain blocks, but Penn State, I keep saying this, it has been their bread and butter, but it's what's keeping them alive in this important match. Texas with 34 errors, and obviously Penn State able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, that number has increased for the Longhorns as we have progressed, and now we go to a 5th game. Nicole Fawcett, after that slow start, suddenly now has 20 kills and helping Penn State charge right back into this one.
And truly with her accuracy and Fawcett increasing her hitting percentage, she's done some amazing things.
4 players with 20 or more kills tonight. Hooker and Fawcett have 20. Engel has 24 to lead the way, and Hodge has 23. And boy, Texas fans got to be thinking we were this close to ending this in 3 straight, and this is what we talked about. You give Penn State an inch, and the Nittany Lions have the ability and skill to take a mile, and they have.
And now it's going to be tough because this game 5 goes to 15, and let me tell you, Penn State's got the momentum right now, so UT's going to have to come out real strong.
Yeah, again, every point really in game 5, as we only play to 15, magnified, especially service errors. We saw them really crop up for Penn State, cost them a chance to end it a little sooner in game number 4. We'll see how it shakes out here in the 5th. Penn State and Texas, and that one is long.
Unusual service error by Roberta Holhouse.
And Acevedo will let it fly for Texas. Moriarty setting Todd on the quick in the middle. Now Hodge with a back row BB.
And truly Moriarty, a mistake there in the back row, cutting into Acevedo's play. That truly should have been Acevedo's play. Came right to her, and a miscommunication there.
Well, she has done her job and then some. 73 assists for the junior setter for Texas. Fans charged up. We'll see which team can jump up in front. And it's Hooker who just face planted one on glass. That was right in Alicia Glass's mug.
Oh boy, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Alicia is up, looking to be no worse for the wear. And Hooker has got some force and power.
And I will tell you, Coach Elliott for Texas, he's complaining, and this fan base is complaining too, that Megan Hodge on the service receive is too hitting the ball, and the officials aren't calling it.
Hooker digs it. Engel finishes it. Now a quick 4-1 lead for Texas. Again, only playing to 15. 3-point lead probably feels like a 5 or 6 point deficit for Penn State right now. Oh, good touch shot from Fawcett.
Point, Penn State. Fiddler in the serve.
And again, Nicole checks out. Fiddler comes in to serve and spot her. Double block from Penn State. Walbridge. Salyer right there.
The last couple times Acevedo's tried to come down the middle with a powerful attack. It's been the Penn State blockers with a big comeback.
That was eaten up easily by Hodge. Free ball, and she crushed it.
So quick to the punch on that. Great recognition. Comes right back to her. Boom. She had no time to react to that.
It's a rare handling error by Jennings. And now another Texas ball handling faux pas, and Penn State leads at 5-4. 4-0 run for the Nittany Lions. Can they steal a road win at Texas? Find out next.
NCAA soccer, the world's game, now on our turf.
Shot and a score!
Watch NCAA soccer on CSTV.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Connors, and welcome to the Fundamentals of Tennis. I want to help teach you a better game.
To be the best, you have to learn from the best. That's why five-time U.S. Open champion Jimmy Connors assembled some of the greatest legends in the game with today's hottest stars to help you become the best tennis player you can be. The Jimmy Connors Tennis Fundamentals Comprehensive DVD is unlike any other instructional tennis video. Along with valuable drills, this 3-hour DVD is packed with philosophical insights, personal stories, and in-depth conversations with legends and today's top players. Jimmy's DVD has everything you need to become a better overall player and increase your understanding of the game of tennis. Experience what it's like to have Jimmy Connors and his friends give you private lessons in your own home. Order Jimmy Connors Tennis Fundamentals DVD set for just 2 payments of $19.99 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, and get Jimmy's Conditioning DVD free. Or order online at FoundationSports.com.
With DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan, you're not just going to watch football this year. You're going to live it. You get over 110 games in crystal clear high definition. Nobody else comes close. Plus, 8 times the action with Game Mix. Up to 8 live games on a single screen. Plus, the Red Zone channel. The best plays from every game. As they happen. Plus, so much more. Take your Sundays to the next level with NFL Sunday Ticket Superfan. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS today.
We've got postseason type drama here in the early part of the regular season. Jared Elliott of Texas, Russ Rose of Penn State. Oh, when coaches schedule games like this is what they want them for, to find out how their team stacks up against another one of the best in the nation. 2 of the top 10 teams going head-to-head in a 5th game, tied at 2, and Penn State now takes a 2-point advantage. Walbridge again with another huge block.
And that was big for Walbridge, going at 6'3" against a 6'5" Paolini. That point was all about strength.
Service error for Penn State, neutralizing that little run. Russ Rose and his team have remained composed here on the road. That is certainly something they can hang their hat on, win or lose coming out of here. Down 2-0 on the verge of getting swept out of Texas. They have scratched and fought their way back into it and lead here in Game 5. Engel with one of the few errors she's made tonight. And again, bad handle by Texas, and Hodge took advantage.
And Coach Elliott going to call a necessary timeout as Penn State starts to pull away, in danger of losing a match. Boy, Megan Hodge has truly been the difference. Nicole Fawcett stepped up as of late, but Megan Hodge has been consistent throughout this entire match.
You need a variety of weapons. Last night, Fawcett was very consistent against Missouri, and Hodge was sporadic, and now it's flip-flop. The freshman carrying the sophomore till she found her footing, and has really been a nice 2-pronged attack for Penn State. 8-5 the score, 7-1 Penn State run has propelled the Nittany Lions to what could be a stunning win here on the road at Texas. The Longhorn fans are much quieter at this vantage point. About an hour ago, it looked like we were going home in 3, and then Penn State has just quietly been able to right the ship, and again, they keep preaching it, but it's been displayed. They have ridden their defense back into this game.
Yeah, and they've got some true leaders on the floor, and this is what Coach Rose was looking for at the beginning of the year. They're going to play a lot of young talent in freshmen and sophomores, but they need that leadership for the mental part of the game. When a match comes down to Game 5 and it's an epic battle like it has been, this is where your leaders come up.
Megan Hodge, 26 kills, career high for the freshman early in her career. Throw in 12 digs, and it has been an all-around sensational night.
Well, she's showing everybody why she was the most highly touted player coming out of high school.
8-5 Penn State. Again, playing only to 15 here. And that's another killer for the Longhorns. Net violation, 9-5 Penn State. Run the middle to Paolini. She tucks it neatly inside of the line. Now Hooker jumps in. Jen Christian also seeing some time along the front line. And Hooker just kind of slurved in, for lack of a better word, the serve. Penn State thought that thing was going long, and then the last second, the top spin had it ducked down inside the line.
That's the deadly thing about that jump serve, is that top spin will get you every time.
Salyer on the slide. Penn State 5 points away from taking this one.
Senior Salyer, who goes out number 14, has been nothing less than consistent this entire game. As you see that big jump serve, and there's the consistency. Not a player who's going to get a lot of, PR, a lot of exposure, but she's going to be there when you need her.
She celebrated her 21st birthday earlier this week with help Penn State pack home a present and a tough road win here at Texas. And Hodge has found the right spot. What a confidence builder this would be for Penn State. And you have to figure it'd be pretty demoralizing for Texas right now. They do, though, get the tip on that play. 3-point game at 11-8. Again, playing to 15 here in game number 5. Still need to win by 2. Whole house at Fiddler colliding. If Penn State survives that, good chance for Texas. And Acevedo comes through.
Capitalizing on the opportunity. This is where Penn State came in, being weak. This season they will struggle. And if you can capitalize, just like Acevedo does for University of Texas, that's where Penn State's weakness is.
Acevedo now in the 20-kill plateau. 5 players tonight with 20 or more kills. Great skills on display. The finish from Austin coming up.
Bad people, the gang members in the neighborhood. My brother, he wouldn't be happy at all if I was to tell him I was going to drop out of school. He would not approve of that, because then that's going to be 2 of us not handling our business.
Me and my friends are close, and we all believe in each other. I know they could graduate, even if it takes them longer than the 4 years.
We have classes together, so we study together, we help each other with our homework. Realized we messed up in the past.
Failed a couple classes before, not doing as much work as I should be doing. My 2 best friends, they keep me working hard.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Tomorrow's leaders, creators, inventors, and scholars will come from the same place as today's.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
Discover the one thing they all have in common. The University of Southern California, inventing the future and honoring the past since 1880.
A new season is beginning, and so is CSTV's Crystal Ball, presented by Xbox Live, the show that gazes into the future of college sports, bringing you the hottest stories, teams, and players throughout the college football season. If you have a question, Crystal Ball has the answer. Watch Crystal Ball, presented by Xbox Live, every Wednesday at 7, only on CSTV.
Tom Lemming's Generation Next, the only weekly national college football recruiting show. Get the inside track on what the top recruits are doing and where they'll end up.
He's got the size, the balance, the strength, the speed.
Tom Lemming's Generation Next, presented by Under Armour, every Thursday at 7:30, only on CSTV.
On the road, a freshman setter, maybe coming into her own. Alicia Glass really doing a job for Penn State, especially in the latter portion of this match. Penn State hit 373 in game 4, now hitting 500 thus far in game number 5. Glass 63 assists, helping lead the charge and direct the offense. Penn State has ridden the wave here and tried to lead it to an upset victory. Hodge got a little bit tangled up on the takeoff, knocked it into the net, and Texas within a single point again at 11-10.
And Texas just hanging around, trying to get themselves back into this game. Allison Jennings doing a terrific job, but a huge error there.
Well, the jinx on display right there. Into the net.
I was just going to say how solid she has been, not making a whole lot of errors in such a critical game 5.
And again, that's magnified right now since we're only playing to 15. Penn State 3 away. Great dig by Chris Brown. Defensive specialist applying her skill. And Penn State's block shows up one more time.
This is why they're ranked #1 in the nation, folks, in blocking. The great rotation, Harmato and Glass.
It's always nice when your setter can help out, and also big when your star shows up at monster moments.
This is just a fantastic and remarkable comeback by Penn State.
Match point for the Nittany Lions. They were dead in the water, but Texas stays alive. Penn State was down 0-2 and trailing in game 3. They pulled even and now have a chance to win it. Still, game point for the Nittany Lions. Texas serving. Moriarty. An ace. Trouble is, Longhorns need a couple more to stop Russ Rose and the Nittany Lions from a monumental comeback. Fawcett has to go down the line. That time the receive from Hodge. Not real tight, and Penn State paid the price.
Great opportunity at this timeout for Russ Rose to talk to his Penn State team. Some young heirs just happening, allowing Texas to get right back in to this game 5. Boy, Penn State could have put this away, but Texas did a great job of capitalizing on Penn State's youth.
Always nice when one of the leaders can loom large. And the captain for Texas, Michelle Moriarty, on the service line with a couple of biggies to keep the Longhorns in it. Russ Rose is saying a lot of things, but the focal point is one more point right now and we're out of here.
Always coaching. Russ Rose, 28 seasons at Penn State University.
Says those freshmen can make you crazy when they're handling the ball. They can cause a lot of stress to the opposing teams. When they don't control the ball, they cause a lot of stress for me. And that was evident in the first 2 games, but although maybe you wouldn't see it, they've been a little more comforting to their coach here after those first 2 games.
Well, and that's because of Holhouse, DeLibero, and Glass. They've really gotten on the same page. I like that 1-2 combination they provided in game 3 to keep Penn State alive, and then Nicole Fawcett getting involved in the game. That's why Penn State's here right now playing.
Another game point for Penn State. Can Texas dodge another one? They can't. Service error for Moriarty on match point, and Penn State with a stunning comeback. Down 0-2 at Texas, the #2 team of the nation storms back to survive in 5. 15-13 the score in game number 5. Penn State stays unbeaten, now 8-0 with a huge road win at Texas. More in a moment.
NCAA soccer, the world's game, now on our turf. Watch NCAA soccer on CSTV.
This exclusive presentation of NCAA Volleyball on CSTV has been brought to you by the American Volleyball Coaches Association, the ABCA, education, recognition, innovation. Here at Texas, Penn State wins it 3-2. For Tammy Blackburn and our entire CSTV crew, I'm Jason Knapp. For more, log on to CSTV.com, the ultimate destination for scores, news, highlights, and analysis. This has been a presentation of CSTV College Sports Television, the 24-hour college sports network from CBS Sports. So long from Gregory Jim in Austin, Texas. Thanks for watching.
Football is a way of life.